Wow. We had all right. So thank you everyone. First off, that Bleacher Report stream was our best yet. I think we hit over 180 people at one point. Like it popped off. So appreciate you guys hanging out over there. Oh boy, man. Oh, I see. I need aspirin. Dude, I get it. I get everything you guys are going through. I totally get it. I mean, here's my dilemma with this game. This isn't just a tough loss. Like last week was a tough loss. But you and I know damn well, like we sat here and we're like, oh, I mean, they lost to the Niners and now I have to deal with that all week, so that's not fun. But man, this was such a nice, like, they're ahead of schedule. It was such a nice signal they were ahead of schedule. The weird thing is, thank you for subscribing. I can't even read. I'll just say thank you to everybody. The weirdest thing is, if you had told me before the season the Rams were going to lose a 3-point game to the Bengals, I would have taken that. And I was high on the Rams. The Bengals are my Super Bowl favorite. I picked them to win the Super Bowl, and I still think they can do that. Here's the thing, guys. What I never would have thought is that the Rams would lose this game because of Sean McVay. If you told me the Rams, you came from the future earlier in the week, you tell me, hey, Jake, I hate to break it to you, Rams are going to lose this game against the Bengals. Do you know what I would have immediately thought? Oh, okay. The growing pains, obviously they're young. It's going to affect them. Like if you told me ahead of time, hey, the Bengals are going to win and here's why, like, okay, totally fine, right? Totally get it. If it was like Darion Kendrick getting roasted alive by the Bengals receivers, sign me up. I get it, right? I mean, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, the tandem is crazy. Joe Burrow's insane. The way they lost is what bothers me. That's what bothers me, guys. It's the way they lost. James, thank you so much for becoming a member. The way they lost, because it wasn't the fact that they were young. See, all these narratives out there are going to be, they're a young team, they're going to tank for Caleb Williams, we knew this was going to happen all along. No. They lost this game because their 7-year coach, who's won a Super Bowl, he's coached in 2, and mind you, the guy he beat in the Super Bowl was on the other sideline, forgot how to coach. Sean McVay killed this team tonight, and I love the guy. That was my hand-picked dude. I wanted him before anybody wanted him as a head coach. These are just the facts. Sean McVay, how do you go away from running the ball in a 6-3 game, a 6-6 game, a 9-6 game? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, he's trying to... I don't even know. I have no idea. Hats off to the Bengals, by the way, because they did exactly what my great guest who came on earlier in the week, Zim, was saying they were going to do. The Bengals limited the Rams' possessions. So the Rams didn't have that many possessions. It's why Stafford only threw the ball 33 times. The Rams' offense was hardly on the field compared to the Bengals. But keep in mind, that wasn't just the Bengals' defense. That was Sean McVay literally abandoning the run in a blow-for-blow matchup. What are you doing? Like, for real, what are you doing? I couldn't figure that out because I was sitting there and I'm like, the Bengals, we talked about it all week. I got you guys ready for it. I made content about it. I watched tape on it. The Bengals had given up almost 200 yards in back-to-back games on the ground. And what happens? What happens? The Rams run it 10 times with the running back. 10. I don't even know what to say. That's the thing. And so you're sitting there at the end of the game and you're like, oh, well, the Rams, scored the touchdown. Now they need an onside kick. That should have been to win the game. That shouldn't have even mattered. Forget about the officiating, because the officiating was terrible. The officiating is always terrible. They're inconsistent as hell. They took away 2 touchdowns from the Rams. Whether you like it or not, if there's a Bengals fan here, I got love for you guys. But to take away the Atwell touchdown was downright insane. That was not conclusive. And then furthermore, the touchdown to Higbee, they don't get that timeout off. If you watch, the ball was snapped and the ref, it doesn't matter when he does this, it's when the ref sees it. And the ref blows the whistle after the ball had already been snapped. So 2 touchdowns from horrible officiating were taken away. But that ain't even my issue, guys, because we're not going to blame the refs right now. We're not. The Rams had every opportunity, and you know why? It wasn't because the Bengals didn't move the ball. Joe Burrow threw for 259 yards on a bum calf. Joe Mixon ran for 3.4 yards per carry. Like the Rams defense did their best. 141 yards for Jamar Chase. Everyone else was below 40. So here's the thing. Raheem Morris, I never want to see another person ever question this guy again. Because it's always, Raheem Morris this and the bend don't break defense this. Guys, the bend don't break defense is how this game was still a game with how abysmal that offense was. Michael, thank you so much. McVay hasn't trusted the run game since Gurley. Jonathan Taylor, come on down. It feels that way. I don't know how you don't trust Kyren Williams. The guy gets 7-8 yards, and then he's like, I'm not going to run it for another quarter. Genius. By the way, the thing that I can't say the thing. There's so many things that aggravate me about this game. Another thing that aggravates me about this game, we'll start there. The Rams were the number 1 team, tied for the number 1 team in red zone offense. Okay. And the Rams were also the number 1 team in the NFL coming into week 3 in third down conversion rate. So they're the best third down offense and the best red zone offense. How do you beat a team like that? You don't. They beat themselves. So the Rams essentially, we're the best red zone offense. How do we do that? Kyren Williams had 4 touchdowns in the first 2 games. Let's not run it with him until the very end of the game. Can you believe they ran that, by the way, at the goal line? So you didn't run at the goal line at all, after the Atwell touchdown that was clearly a touchdown was taken away. But then you decide to run it when the clock is ticking and time is the enemy. Genius stuff on the part of Sean McVay there. And then what was it? Why is Zach Thomas playing left tackle? Why is Zach Thomas playing left tackle? Alec Jackson got hurt. Okay. Why is Zach Thomas playing left tackle? Joe Noteboom is the backup left tackle. When he went down, okay. But when Noteboom was in there, why is Noteboom not moving over to left tackle? Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why was that not ever thought? So let me see. This is the thing. These things don't make sense. So you're telling me Ankrum was the starting de facto right guard going into week 1 until Noteboom supplanted him right before the game, right? Like it was that week before. So you went from we're confident Ankrum's the guy to then Noteboom is the right guard. Okay. Alaric goes down. Noteboom is... So Alaric's in a battle with Noteboom. Then Noteboom becomes the right guard. So then Noteboom has an opportunity to go back to left tackle, his natural position after Alaric goes down. And you're telling me they're like, let's keep him at right guard? This is the math ain't mathin'. It doesn't make sense. Alec Jackson had a helmet on his, like he was on the sideline, just standing there with a helmet in his. What was going on there? Why was he not back out there? Why was he not in the locker room? What was the deal with him? How do we not get an update? We got no update throughout the game. What happened to the starting left tackle of the Los Angeles Rams? How is that possible in 2023? I don't understand. Like, what am I missing? So, not just that. Puka Nacua, who's been the most dominant receiver that I've ever seen through the first 2 games of a season. Now, that might not be saying a lot, but he's been unbelievable. He got one target in the second half. One? In a 1-possession game that you just kept throwing the ball down the field at will? Are we serious? What am I missing? You can't sit there and rave about Puka Nacua and have him targeted 7 times in this game. I could not believe what I watched tonight. Like, I was sitting there with my father. My brother left. Like, he got so pissed he left. But I was sitting there with my father, and I'm like, I'm just... and I'm watching them it's in slow motion, them losing this game. Because every Rams fan knows 3-0, 3-3, 6-3, 6-6, 9-6. Now it's 9-9. As soon as they kicked that field goal and it became 9-9, you knew. You all knew that they were going to lose at that point. You were hoping they didn't, but you're like, I've seen this script before. I've seen this. I know it's coming. I'm upset it's coming. I'm not happy about it, but I'm not stupid and I wasn't born yesterday. I know the script. So that's the thing. Lewis, thank you so much for the super chat there. LT spot is a liability, not even a tight end running back chip. Thank you. You brought that up. When he's getting beat off the snap, they should only rotate guards and centers with 2 reliable tackles. Thank you. So that was so I was funny. I was also talking with my father about this, is that there are so many points I want to bring up, podcasts, live streams, all of that I'm literally going to forget half of the things I wanted to say. But thank you for bringing it up in the super chat, Lewis, because I can tell you right now that was one of the things that bothered the hell out of me. Sean McVay, okay, you don't want to run the football. Dumb, but whatever. Let's see what you can do passing. Or do you at least chip? Do you at least help out Zach Thomas? No. Clearly, he thought Zach Thomas was Andrew Whitworth out there. And I like Zach Thomas. This is not to hate on him. If anything, it's to defend him. He's getting thrown out there at left tackle when, to me, he's a guard, right? So he's getting thrown out there at left tackle against, checks notes, Aiden Hutchinson. Or no, not Aiden Hutchinson. Excuse me. Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson, who, by the way, was giving Whitworth the business in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So you know what he does. How do you not have somebody hitting him every single play? How is somebody not jabbing their elbow into his ribs? How are you not having him chipped? That's insane. How do you allow that? He was on an island, the poor guy. So we know Zach Thomas is going to get a terrible PFF grade. He's going to get ripped. And you could say, well, Zach Thomas, he was, he's out there and he's an NFL player. He needs to do it. Well, here's the thing. Just because a guy plays in the NFL doesn't mean that the NFL coaching couldn't have stepped up and made some adjustments to help him out, because he was not ready for that. And now Stafford has it in his mind, oh, hey, my blindside protector is Zach Thomas. He barely made the roster. So, guys, to your point, Lewis, what the hell? How there was no help. We're talking no double teams. Tyler Higbee's on the other side. I think Tyler Higbee chipped somebody on Rob Havenstein's side at one point. I think that actually startled me. I really believe that. I think he chipped somebody on Rob Havenstein's side. I think he chipped Sam Hubbard. It's like, that's the thing. See, that's actually the real thing. Oh, you dropped a super chat? Oh, appreciate you, Monty. Yeah, it doesn't show me. Oh, probably because I started the live stream after the fact. Oh, no, here it is. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, wait, is this it? No, that's not it. Yeah, it doesn't give me the chat. That's annoying. Well, I appreciate the super chat, man. I would definitely say something if I could find it. They tied the game, and you said the same thing. About to blow the game. Craig, thank you for becoming a bronze member. Appreciate you. I mean, guys, we've been the Run the Damn Ball channel on YouTube. You guys know me. I'm very simple. I don't need the greatest show on turf. I don't. I need the W. I don't need style points. Just get me the win. And to me, this played, and actually, TJ, spot on. Same old McVay falling into his bad habits. That's what upset me. Because what I'm seeing is something that I thought was in the past. I thought Sean McVay got over this. That's why you bring in Mike LaFleur. I thought, like, how do you just abandon the run like that? But there's so many levels to it. Your passing plays all came out of the shotgun for the most part. If not, they were play action in a game where you never ran the ball. So the defense didn't buy it. So Stafford's still getting chased, and now he's his back to the defense. It's just like, man, it's so frustrating. And obviously, we'll get into the all 22 later in the week on kick.com/JKBogan. But until I see the all 22, I can't comment too much on, why things went exactly how they went. All Elite Rammer, appreciate you becoming a member. Guys, I'm just sitting here like I'm dumbfounded what we saw tonight. Because, look, I still think the Bengals are a Super Bowl team. I just don't. It's so frustrating because I thought the defense played so damn well. And there's no excuses now. There's no excuses to tell me that Raheem Morris didn't do this and didn't do that. He actually has all the excuses. And even with Darion Kendrick here and Akello Witherspoon, who the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't want there, and Kobe Turner, a rookie, and Byron Young, a rookie, Jonah Williams, a UDFA that worked his way onto the roster. All these guys, Russ Yeast, and they look like a really good defense. Without, a really good pass rush, they still look really good. And it's just such a bummer because the defense earned this win. And I can't even say, again, Are you blaming the offense as a whole? No. I thought Kyron stepped up when he had to. I thought Puka looked good when he was given the opportunity. I thought Tyler Higbee looked really good. I thought Atwell had 2 touchdowns and one of them was taken away. Van Jefferson had a key catch down the stretch. It was one of those games where, seemingly nothing goes your way. But then when you really think about it, it was all you. Aside from the officiating, all whatever, it's on McVay. So, guys, I'm curious. I'm curious because I don't know, man. They ran it 13 times on the ground, 10 with their running back, once with Atwell, once with Van, and then Stafford has 7-yard run. Alex, you're right. Saying Sean McVay abandoned the run is not fair because he never really even gave the run a chance. You're 100% right. let me catch up on these super chats here, or whatever's going on. There's a lot of stuff going on. Fernando, appreciate you. Member for 5 months. If Rams keep playing like this, no playoffs again. I don't think they're going to keep playing like this. I don't know what's happening with Sean McVay, but doesn't it seem like primetime he's just lost? I don't know. He gets in his head. I don't know what it is, but I mean, it's not great. Matthew, thank you so much for the 20, man. I don't understand why, if they didn't want Noteboom from right guard, to put Tremaine at left tackle. At least he has that system long enough. You know, no, I feel that, Matthew. I don't think Zach Thomas didn't make any sense there. I don't understand. I was sitting there and I genuinely, like, math wasn't mathing, as I say. Things didn't make sense. The overturned touchdown with Atwell really confused me. A-Hall, appreciate you. Where did I get the hoodie from? So I got this from Alexis. Alexis bought this for my birthday. So I actually don't know where she got it. I'm assuming Fanatics, but yeah, it was a gift from Alexis. I like it. It's cool. It's lightweight too. So I can wear it and not cook my ass off, if you know what I mean. Anyone know if Van made the flight to Cincy? Hey, I mean, to be fair, Van had a huge play, 46-yarder that completely could have changed the game, and then the interception happened right after. And by the way, I don't think Wilson held on to that. I think that should have been overturned. But either way, I don't want to sit here and discredit anything the Bengals did. I don't. Sean McVay's play calling was abysmal. Kyron should have had over 100 yards rushing. And it really, it's confusing because I have to sit here, and obviously Sean McVay knows more about football than me, but why am I sitting at home? Why are you sitting at home? And you know to run the football and he doesn't. I just don't get that. 13 for 71. You averaged 5.5 yards per carry, man. They averaged 2.9. They couldn't run the ball. But guess what? Even though they couldn't run the ball, do you realize by running it 23 times, it wore down the defense just enough to score 19 points. Was 19 points a lot to give up by a defense? No. But if they don't allow the Joe Mixon touchdown, the Rams win the game. So that's what happens. It's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating. Because, like, it's not a hard concept. Play ball control on the road. Your left tackle goes down. Protect your quarterback by running the ball more. Fewer dropbacks, fewer opportunities for your quarterback to get killed. I don't get it, man. I do not get it. I have no words. I have all the words, but I have no words. Defense held Tyler Boyd to 5 catches for 39. T. Higgins had 2 catches for 21 on 8 targets. Joe Mixon was held under 70 total yards. Jamar Chase went off. Props to him. They also let him go off. I mean, I look at this game and I'm like, a sack by Aaron Donald, Byron Young, Kobe Turner got in there, tackle for loss. I mean, I thought Jonah Williams had another really good game. Ernest Jones, the pass breakups. Kendrick had 2. I liked the way he played. Kobe Durant at times I thought we could have gotten more out of. He still doesn't feel like he has that killer instinct that he had last year, which is concerning to me. Byron Young had 3 hits on the quarterback, man. Witherspoon with the interception. Just Quentin Lake had a couple nice plays, I thought. I mean, this defense played their ass off, and it pisses me off that once again the defense played well and the offense struggled down the stretch. Now, here's the thing. Last week, you gave it a pass, right? You gave it a little bit of a pass. Don't lie. I was the same way. I admit it. You gave them a pass. 49ers, best team in the league, arguably, and they look good. Like, They could have won that game. They didn't, but they could have won. This game they should have won. They shouldn't have won, but they should have. It's just, I mean, the defense basically gave this to the offense on a silver platter, and Sean McVay, instead of running the ball and, creating, this guy normally wants to have time of possession battles. Like, he wants to take it over. Chat, they gave up 36 minutes possession time to the Bengals. Bengals had the ball for 36 minutes. The Rams had for 24. I mean, they lost the turnover battle. The yards were about the same. First downs, 19-15. So, But the Bengals, almost same amount of drives, by the way. The Bengals had, looks like here, 22 more plays. I mean, 22 more plays. 1 for 11 on third down for the Rams. It's just 5 rushing first downs for the Bengals, 2 for the Rams. Frustrating. Monty, thank you so much for the super chat. God, I can't even talk. Defense held them to 19 points. That's a win in my book. The O-line going backwards the entire game, not letting them push forward is unacceptable. Totally agree. It's also, again, Sean McVay's play calling. Doomed them. Like, I mean, like straight out of Friday the 13th. You're doomed. Like, what the hell is that? Yeah, just straight doomed them from the start. And it sucks. It really does. Really does. I just don't get it. I mean, I don't get it. And, I sit here and all I was thinking was, okay, I'm bummed that Cam Akers didn't work out, but their offense has been unlocked. They're going to get better. I made a freaking video on that. Kyron Williams is like, he's going to get and then Kyron Williams gets 10 carries. And you're sitting there like, what is McVay doing, man? I'm just talking in circles at this point, if I'm being honest with you. So looking ahead, let's just talk about this, okay? Hats off to the Bengals. Great win for them. They needed that more than I say the Rams do. They got their first win of the season. But the Colts game, this is in Indianapolis. The Rams are the projected winner, according to ESPN. We have no idea what's going to happen with Alec Jackson, Joe Nopum. We have no idea. Cooper Kupp can't come back in this game. So, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, this Indy team is 2-1. They should be favored. They beat the Ravens on the road. This should not be just, hey, it's a gimme. The Rams are going to win. Indy, they're not a bad football team. They're not a bad football team. They won a hard-fought overtime game in Baltimore. They beat the Texans. They went toe-to-toe with a rookie versus Trevor Lawrence week 1. Indy is not a lock, man. Do I think that they win this game? Yes. And do I think that this is kind of a one-off thing? Yes. I don't think Sean McVay will have another game that he calls plays this poorly. I don't this year. Maybe down the road, not this year. I think this will be the worst game he has all year. The point is it happened. And they could be 2-1 right now, feeling really good about going 3-1 against Indy. And now you sit here and you have to go through the sulking of they're 1-2. The 49ers are undefeated. Now you're playing a 2-1 Colts team that looks like you're playing them at a bad time because they look good. It's just like, I'm just saying, guys, like, I still think the Rams are going to be fine. I'm not hitting the panic button. I think it was just a bad game by Sean McVay. But it is so frustrating that this even happened. It would be different if the entire game, the Bengals just like were dominating. Like, they're stopping the run. We don't even know if the Bengals could stop the run. They only ran it 10 times to Kyron Williams. We don't even know. It's just so bizarre, man. It's like, what is Sean McVay thinking? Like, is he too close to the action? Does he not get it? Like, I don't... Everyone, their mother knows that they should have been running the ball. I don't understand. I don't get it, guys. I just don't. But the overreactions are humorous, Nolan. Totally agree with you. People saying to fire McVay. Come on now. That's absolutely ridiculous. I won't entertain any of that. That's ridiculous. Garrett, appreciate you with the super chat there. Such a disappointing game. 2-2 touchdown overcalled. McVay's horrible game plan pissed away such a winnable game. Feed Kyron for you-know-what's sake. Because, we do have kids that watch this, so I got to watch my mouth. But I don't know, man. Just such a bummer. It really is. It's like, I don't know. You wait all week. You go through a whole 7 hours of commercial-free football on Sunday. Then you have to wait a whole day, essentially, until the end of the night. Most of you have to go to work, school, whatever. And this is the shit that you see. Nico, well, thank you. Does that say what I think it says? I'm trying to... My chat's frozen. This is fun. O-line? Thank you again for the donation. I appreciate you. I don't know what MX is. That says 249. Good Lord. I'm dumb. I don't know what MX is. But Nico, I'll just say this. O-line is a big component moving forward. Pesos. Okay, thank you guys. I'm an idiot. Yeah, thank you guys. So all right, cool. Yeah. So yeah, O-line. I mean, I think moving forward, we have to have a serious conversation about Joe Noteboom. His durability is questionable, right? I know he came back in the game, but this is 2 weeks in a row he's left the game. Alaric Jackson, we need to know if he's okay. But Dotson, to me, like, Dotson should probably be suiting up next week. You know? I don't know, man. I don't know. What I do know is, guys, if you haven't already, I have to throw it out here. We have so many people in here. Appreciate you guys, by the way. After a loss, 560 people in here, to be exact. I need you guys, if you haven't already, to go and follow me over on Kick. It takes 30 seconds, and I'm streaming there right now currently. But I do all 22 every single week. So if you want to watch a breakdown of this game, I'm going to break it down in all 22 on Kick exclusively, because YouTube has copyright stuff that I don't want to get into. So the link is right there. I'm going to pin it in the comment up top. But yes, I mean, I have other content that I do on Kick, but that's what I think you guys would be most interested in. I also game a little bit on there. So definitely check that out. Would really help me out. We're at 641 followers. If I could make a challenge right now, I could get you guys to get it up to 700. That would be fire. Not saying I can, but it'd be cool. 641 right now. Let's see if we can get to 700 followers. I'll tell you what. I'll do a flash giveaway. Okay? Flash giveaway right now. I will give away a Rams hat to somebody if we get to 700 followers on Kick. Right now. So I'll give away a Rams hat. What's up, Chacho? Sorry about earlier on the Discord, which, by the way, you guys can join the Discord as well. Link is in the description. You should be good. I put you back in there, so that wasn't me, obviously. Discord's free also, by the way, guys, so, you know. You have to avoid flashes. Why is that, Mr. Scampers? Dotson and Warren should be suiting up. I agree. No, I definitely don't believe in firing McVay. That's insane to me. Alex, I agree with you. I appreciate that, Dan. Minshew gonna torch us for real? I don't think so, but B. James, appreciate the follow on Kick. Hey, here we go. Fishing with James. Appreciate the follow on Kick. Let's see here. Oh, hell yeah. GMZ, appreciate the follow on Kick. We're going to keep rolling. I'll tell you what, guys. I'll tell you what. Every week, we're going to do a flash giveaway. Okay? Straight up, we're going to do a flash giveaway. And you'll like the goal. I'll set a goal for like followers on Kick because I'm really trying to get people to go over there as well as YouTube because I'm growing 2 platforms at once. Nishiski, I probably butchered that, but thank you so much for the follow. R. Tronde, appreciate the follow. So 700 this week. We'll try to get 800 next week, and I'll do a giveaway. And who knows? Maybe I'll ramp it up. But this one will be a hat, Rams hat. Even though right now I know you're probably upset about the Rams. Trust me, I'm not feeling too great myself. We never even changed the. We never changed the whole thing. Thank you, Dan. Silent Tone, appreciate you with the follow. Dabney, how we doing? Timothy, appreciate you. New sub. Awesome. I appreciate the support. Thank you for being here. Oh, I got to keep up. Baboon June with the follow. Appreciate you. Mike March rearing his ugly head. Yeah, well, man. Grickor 19. Appreciate you with the follow. Rams lost the city of LA. What do you mean they lost the city of LA? Does LA no longer exist? Where'd it go? Thank you, Jerry. I try, man, because I know what you're going through. I've had a lot of experience being a Rams fan, watching terrible Rams teams lose. So since I have a lot of experience, and you guys do, I know how it is. And look, I might not be the most professional person after this because I'm not trying to be. Like, people try to put me in a preconceived box like I want to be a Rams journalist. That's not true. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a streamer. I'm a content creator. It allows me to be that fan, but also I know what I'm talking about. So I can give my perspective, but I can also reason with you guys and understand we're on the same playing field here. Bolt down to earth. You know? McVay sucked tonight. Totally agree, Craig. Thank you so much for the 2, my friend. I think, yeah, I see a lot of it was boring, which I agree. I think the offense was really boring. Jay Farlow, appreciate you with the follow. Thoughts on Puka? I mean, Puka looked really good. He got open, and they just didn't really get him the football. And it was weird because it was like right after Ryan Clark at halftime said they have to get Tutu Atwell involved. It felt like they were just spamming it down the field to try to get it to Tutu. I don't know. I don't feel like they ever had to do that. I think they just needed to run the ball and play the short and intermediate game. And then as the short and intermediate game went on and you continue to run the football, you tire out the defense. Then with the body blows, you go for the haymaker, and that's the Tutu Atwell over the top. And they just did. I don't know. It just wasn't there. It's just, I don't know. What is McVay's record in primetime games? That is a great question, Eternal Rams fan. You're right, Mr. Scampers. You are right about that. SFG Truth, appreciate the follow. That has to be low. I really feel like McVay doesn't do well on primetime. He's got to have a losing record. Sean McVay, primetime games record. Jay Breezy, thank you for the follow. All right. Sean McVay. Maybe I can find it via splits, like time played at night. I don't know. I got to find it somehow. Player register, coaching results. You look up Sean McVay primetime and they're like, do you mean Deion Sanders? No, it's not what I mean. I know. I'm glad they got Higbee going. He seems like he definitely has confidence back. You'll add a second hat if they get me to 700? Damn. All right. That's 2 hats. What is that, 2 giveaways? Is that what you're saying, Monty? 2 giveaways? Yes, so CT Rams, they converted the third. Okay, cool. 2 giveaways. I should make a OnlyFans so I could talk about my team on there. That'd be hilarious. I'd stick out like a sore thumb. There's a lot going on. Nanish and Rahilio, appreciate you guys with the follow. So that's going to be 2 Rams hats giving away. I'm doing one, and then Monty is going to give one away when we get to 700. We're currently at 654 followers. So once we hit 700 followers, we will give away 2 Rams hats, but it has to happen before I get off here. That's true. The bandwagons won't be sticking around. But yeah, sorry, CT Rams. Celtics fan 808, appreciate the follow. Yeah, so CT Rams, to answer your question, they converted 1 third down. It was the touchdown to Tutu Atwell. Oh, by the way, they should have gone for it on that 4th down where they decided to punt it with like 6 or 7 minutes left. That was dumb. I think this is like my new favorite drink, Gatorade Fit. It's so good. I told you guys I was going to cut the sugar out. Now, I haven't quite done that, but with the drinks anyway. I'm not drinking 2 Snapples, 2 giant ass Snapples in one sitting. Hey, let's go. Nishiski, thank you so much for the sub on Kick. Appreciate you. Mega W. Everyone put a W in the chat for everybody who's followed, subscribed, subbed. The Real Rick, thank you so much for the follow. Nishi Sexy. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I hate saying names incorrectly, so thank you for letting me know, because I literally am so bad with names. It's sad. Monty, again, thank you for... Oh my God, look at all the W's. It's W everywhere, man. Good Lord. To let you guys know, tomorrow, you can expect a Believe in Rams episode, and you can expect with, Cam and I are going to break down this game. And then we're going to do an Off the Edge episode. So if you want to have, NFL content, we'll be doing that. Downtown Rams at some point tomorrow, probably. Have it ready for Wednesday. Then we'll try to get a guest. We'll see what happens. And we'll get you guys ready for the Colts game. And I'll bring on a Colts guest for JE Live. And we'll probably have more JE Lives this week, or at least try to, and get people on. I do want to get people on the phones. The only problem is, I don't know how much I have left in the tank, because that took a lot out. That game was brutal. So I don't know how long I'll be on. Let me just kind of feel it out, and then, yeah, I'll be able to kind of feel it out and figure it out, So. Oh, holy shit. I didn't know you guys were all in the waiting room. Oh my God. Okay. All right. You win. You guys win. I can't. Oh boy. This is going to be a long night. But you guys are out in full force, so appreciate you. All right. I just saw the waiting room, to be fair. I had no idea there were that many people. I'm kind of blown away, to be honest with you. Let's see. It's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people just sitting in the waiting room. We've come so far. I'm trying to go to the G-Men game at Jet Life. Let's go. Dude called it Jet Life. I love it. Oh my Lord. Grinch Meanie, appreciate the follow. We're at 657, guys. Once again, kick.com/JKBogan. I'm going to start bringing on people, and because I didn't know there were people waiting like that. But we're going to be doing that flash giveaway, and I can't do math. This is sad. I can't do math on the fly. Yeah, I can. 43. So we got 43 more followers, and we'll be giving away 2 Rams hats to 2 lucky fans. Okay? That's 2 Rams hats to 2 lucky fans. So if you want to get in on that, kick.com/JKBogan. Link is pinned on YouTube. We're trying to grow that kick. Mark Xavier, appreciate the 5. Every drive felt like a 2-minute drill. I don't understand why McVay refused to run the football. I know. I agree. Every drive felt like they were losing by 20, and they were trying to like. I don't understand. I don't understand. Yeah, Jason, you're damn right. Let's not piss off that fan base, and let's bring in somebody. So we'll start off here. Eric, how we doing? Sorry, I know you guys are all waiting. I didn't even realize.
Hey Jake, I'm doing all right. You doing good?
Oh man, I'm so like amped that like you guys are so into this. Like I didn't think this like call-in thing was gonna go very far, to be honest with you, and it's actually like turned out well. I mean, man, the more we talk, you guys are gonna make me forget that we lost the game.
Yeah, I wanted to. During the game, I didn't want to. I was thinking like, oh man, I'm not gonna want to call in, but you do it. Like you're talking about the team, even though we didn't do good. So I feel like I kind of have to just take it in too.
No, I get it, man. I totally get it.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate, this is a kid-friendly stream, right?
Yes, kid friendly.
Good.
Anyone that's calling in, just know, like, I mean, you can curse every now and then, just don't say the F-bomb.
Yeah.
And no derogatory, don't, nothing that you would get canceled on the internet for. That should be everything out there. That I mean, I shouldn't have to say anything else. So I'm going to ask you, Eric, because I'm going to have to go kind of rapid fire. There's so many people waiting. I apologize. Let me give you 3 questions. All right, we'll start off with the first one. What were your thoughts on tonight's game?
The first quarter, I was somewhat happy. I was a little perturbed about the whole 2-2 not being a touchdown thing. And then McVay and then McVay not running the ball on the 2-yard line or whatever it was, and like getting a sack immediately. Like that was crazy to me. I don't know if he doesn't trust Kyron to run in between, like so you were saying he had like 10 runs. 3 of those runs had to be on those like 3rd and 50s, and then the one of the runs was that flip that didn't work out because the safety blew it up, or corner or whoever it was. And then other than that, it was like 5 runs. I don't know if he doesn't trust Kyron, but the problem with, even if he's supposedly doesn't trust Kyron, maybe because he's small or something, you still have Ronnie Rivers right behind Kyron Williams. If you want to have a bigger guy to run the ball, just give it to Ronnie Rivers. Like, why are you getting rid of Cam Akers and not using Ronnie Rivers? If you're going to run the ball 20-something times, just like you said, against the Seahawks with Cam Akers for, what was it, like 23 carries for 26 yards or something? If you're going to do that with Cam Akers and then you get rid of him and you just don't run the ball anymore, that's insane. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. I feel like...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to finish the point. I just feel like McVay, at least once a season, just has these games, these moments where I don't know what happens, but he just doesn't want to run the ball anymore. He becomes really one-dimensional. Like, there wasn't hardly, like you said, there was a bunch of the passes were out of shotgun, under center. Even if there was a pass, it's a play action when there's been no runs. I didn't get it. Go ahead. You can go ahead now.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. Man, I think it's not even Kyron. Like, I feel like people are going to take away, like, oh, he doesn't trust Kyron, like, he's too small. That I don't think it's Kyron. Guys, I think he just genuinely, like, forgets to run the football. Like, I think he just gets so set, like, I have Matthew Stafford. Like, I went through so much post Todd Gurley, trying to get Jared Goff on the same page. Jay Breezy with the sub on Kick. Appreciate you. Much love. I just think, like, to that point, like, I don't think it's a Kyron thing. I don't think it's somebody that's on the roster that like I don't think, like, they have fine running backs. I don't think he's against them. I think he genuinely just forgets to run the ball. It's incredibly frustrating. Eric, now, like, you're getting my blood boiling right now. I guess this is how it's gonna be. I'm gonna be passionate. But Eric, if you could give the game ball to one guy, Okay, can't be a unit. All of that in a mess like this. There was still good play out there. It's fair to recognize that. Who are you giving the game ball out to on the Rams?
So I think there's two. The first answer, I'm probably going to say Aaron Donald because he just carried the whole entire defense, I would say. Um, if not Aaron Donald, probably Brett Maher since he hit every field goal we asked him to hit.
That's true.
So like he looked good. And if you want to say not a player, you could give it to Raheem Morris for calling up a great defensive game against this Bengals team.
I like it. I like it a lot. And then last question here. Does this impact your thoughts on the Rams moving forward? Do you think it was basically question? Do you think it was a bad game and it was just that, like just a bad night? Or do you think this is really what the Rams are?
I don't think this is what the Rams are because historically McVay isn't a really bad play caller, and like he has his moments, but he's one of the best coaches in the league. So this shouldn't be happening more than once or maybe twice. It is really frustrating to see what they did. Like the offense just looked putrid. We're going to get Cooper Kupp back maybe week 5. I don't know how much more that's going to help if the offense is doing this kind of stuff. But like I just want to reiterate your point about putting Noboom at left tackle instead of Zach Thomas, I think his name is. I don't know what that was.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, if you're gonna put that guy out there on left tackle, why are you leaving him on an island against Hendrickson? I don't like. If you're not gonna double team him with the guard, why aren't you putting a tight end or chipping with the wide receiver? Like that's what Kupp does all the time. Kupp chips. Why? Puka was doing it the past couple games. Like I don't get it. I don't know what happened there. I really hope Alaric Jackson's okay, because if he's not and Zach Thomas is our starter, it's not looking good with what we saw. Unless we get Kevin Dotson in and Noboom at left. But I'm an optimistic guy, so I'm going to say that this is a one-time bad stain of what happened. Just like 2 years ago, we didn't win in November. I think McVay, I think Stafford, I think all these guys can come back and kind of throw this game away and get Cooper Kupp back, and we'll look good again. That's what the optimism in me says. But not a lot of people are optimistic like I am. So.
No, I hear you. I'm with you there. Man, always fun to talk with you. If I didn't have to get through a bunch of people, obviously I keep you on. Spacebar, my man Mahmood with the 5 gifted. Appreciate you. Everyone drop a W in the chat for Mahmood and Jay Breezy. Appreciate you guys with the subs. But Eric, appreciate you. We'll have to link up on the next JE Live. Feel free to call in anytime, man.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. Go Rams, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely,
See
man.
You. Have a good night, man.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Boofy, what up? You're on JE Live.
Hey, what's up, Jay? Calling live from Oceanside, California. O-side or no side, baby. How you doing, man? You need a hug?
Yeah, can you give me one? Is it that far away?
Yeah, I'm on the West Coast now, baby.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I was so confident they were going to win this game. And then I was so confident that they were going to lose this game even when they were winning it. Because it's just, like I was saying it, the script, how things go. Like when Sean McVay gets in these fits, he never adjusts. And it was just that's the thing I felt the most pain for with the fans, because it's like we all know what was coming. Like this was never a win. When they were trading field goals, I was like, oh boy. Like prime time, you're on the road trading field goals. We know how this is going to go. But what were your first question, because I'm just going to hit people with 3 questions, same 3 questions. What was your takeaway from this game? What were your thoughts on it?
Where's the run, man? That's it. Why are we still doing the same thing that we've done the past few years, and we just know how it ends up? We've seen it time and time and again, man. Like where you just let's go with the run, dude. Like what's going on, bro? Like it's somebody not loving him right or whatever. Does he want Todd Gurley back secretly? Does he regret letting go of Todd Gurley? Something like that. I mean, we were talking in the chat, and it's just like, I love the optimism from Eric. It was,
yeah.
But man, we're gonna see this. We're definitely gonna see this again. Because it happens every time. The bend don't break happens, right? We're doing good, but as soon as that other team scores, McVay everything goes out the window. Because he's trying to get back into a lead so he can, kind of get his position back on top or whatever it may be. But yeah, if you want to go to the next question.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It just like bend don't break works more than people think. It's just when your offense is abysmal, then it keeps you in the game, but you can't win the game. Like you need points, and so yeah. Next question, game ball. If you had to give it to one Ram, there were some good performances tonight, believe it or not. But if you had to give it to one Ram, who are you giving it to?
Man, as much as I talk crap about him in the server, I got to give it to Raheem Morris, man. I know you said no unit, but
well, that's not a unit. It's a person.
Yeah, man, he coached a hell of a game. He kept the Rams in it, and unfortunately, it was kind of like the Bucs game last year. He kept us in it. The offense just couldn't produce. So I definitely give it to Raheem Morris.
I like that. I love the praisers showing, and you threw yourself under the bus. So being the bigger man over here, Boofy. Last one. Okay. I don't even remember the question I asked him. So this game being 1-2, do you feel any different? Like, do you feel like this is really what the Rams are, or are you like, this was a bad night?
It's a bit of both. Just because, the head coach is not going to change anytime soon, right? So if the same situations happen again, it's going to happen again. But if we can go back to what we were doing the first 2 weeks of the season, running the ball, setting up play action, getting these guys, across the middle, whatever it may be, efficient passing, I think, the rest of the season can be a little bit easier. But if it's going to be like this, if this happens like 5 times out of the season, man, who really knows? So yeah, man, I would hope McVay can get his emotions in check or something, so we can just play football, man. Just play football, set up the PA. Let's get it going, et cetera, et cetera. But thanks for having me on, Jake. It was a tough one. I thought they could pull it off for a while, but it just wasn't in the cards tonight. So, he like I said in the chat earlier, maybe he really is playing the spread. Maybe he's got some mobsters on his butt or something like that, man, because he's scoring, just not when we need him to. Yeah, man. I'll call in next week. Hopefully we get a dub. Good talking to you.
Yeah, always, man. Appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir.
All right. So that was Boofy. Just a reminder, guys, before I bring in another person, just a reminder here. We are giving away. We're doing a flash giveaway. I think we're up to now three hats, 3 Rams hats. So if you guys want a hat, we're giving away 3 Rams hats once I get to 700 followers on Kick. I'm at 658. I need to get to 700 before I log off, and then it's a flash giveaway. So I will literally pick 3 people to give away a free Rams hat to. So we're giving away 3 Rams hats. I believe Monty is chipping in there, and then Jerry is also chipping in. So guys, be sure to follow me over on kick.com. Also, if you want to call in, the Discord, the link is in the description. Feel free to call in. But yeah, over on Kick right now, 658 followers. We need 42 more to do that flash giveaway. So definitely got to get in on that. All right, let's move on here. Falco, I'm going to bring you in. How we doing, Falco? Welcome to JE Live.
Yes. Hello.
How's it going?
I'm doing well. I was pretty frustrated about tonight.
It's such a weird question because, like, you want to be friendly when someone asks you how you're doing, but, like, I know full well that you're not doing well because I just watched the same damn thing you did.
Yeah, I know.
So the first question here for you, Falco, and first off, I gotta say I really appreciate you supporting the channel.
Man, no problem.
And being active, everyone for that matter. That you know, you guys make this happen. But you know, the first question I'm going to ask you with this game, what were your thoughts on it?
Overall, I just thought that McVay messed up tonight. Like, he did not just. He had the wrong offensive approach. He should have just trusted Kyron a lot more. He only had 10 rushing attempts all night. He should have had way more. Like, against the Cincinnati defense, on which inside back-to-back weeks allowed like over 200 yards of rushing offense allowed on them. We should have just rushed it down all game long. We should have just rushed it.
Oh,
I don't get why
absolutely.
McVay abandoned the run there, but I just don't get it.
I don't either, my friend. I have no idea. George, thank you for the super chat. You're from, let's see, you're in Yakima, home of Cooper Kupp, Rams for life. Love it, George. Thanks for the 2. Falco, second question here. If you had to give a game ball to one player, who are you giving it to on the Rams?
Aaron Donald. Like, he was leading that whole deep defense tonight. Like, he did a good job getting sacks, getting the pressures in. And then as well as Raheem Morris also deserves a game ball tonight. Like, he coached up one hell of a defense tonight. He kept us in it all game.
Oh, I agree. Raheem was huge for this team. The defense rallied around him. Unfortunately, you know, the offense wasn't the same. Final question here for you. Going into this game, obviously, I'm sure you're feeling a little optimistic like I was. How are you feeling about the Rams right now? Do you look at this as like, oh, it's a bad night, it's a bad game, we move? Or are you like, man, this might actually be this 2023 Rams team?
I honestly have no idea. I guess it just has to hinge on how we do next week, because like Indy has a good pass rush, and then I am nervous that if our O-line's banged up, is that they are going to get to Stafford. But I will be an optimist on this and say we move on, and finally, hopefully, McVay learns to trust in Kyron more. Hopefully,
that's the hope. Yeah, no, I hear you. I think that's definitely fair. I'm looking at this as a bad game for Sean McVay to move, and you know, I think they're gonna beat. I think they beat Indy, and I think they, you know, week 5 against the Eagles with Cooper Kupp back, which I do think will be back week 5. I've been told some, you know, good things. Obviously, nothing's set in stone, but they do want to have him back by week 5. You know, I think they could win that game. I'm not saying they'll beat Philly, but I think they'll be competitive in that. And, you know, at that point in the season, you're looking at, you know, okay, they're 2-3 at that point. If they beat Indy and they lose to the, you know, Eagles, and you got the Cardinals, you're looking at potentially 3-3 there. It's not a bad spot to be in. They could be better. Right. This could have just been a bad game. This could have been Sean McVay in prime time. I don't know. He was a stud in prime time, and then he's lost, I think, 6 of the last 7 games. So,
jeez,
yeah. not ideal. But hey, Falco, appreciate you. And
no problem, Jake.
Yeah, feel free to call in any JE Live. We're gonna keep doing this thing.
All right, cool. Let's go Rams.
Yeah, sounds good. You take care.
You too, Jake.
All right, later, Falco.
Later.
Okay, so Rusty, how you doing? Hopefully you're there. You are muted. Colson.
Jake, can you hear me?
Oh yeah. What's up, Rusty?
Oh. Did you have anyone else on before me?
Yeah, I had 3 people, I think, so far.
All right, then I'll just wait in line like everyone else. Is that all right?
Oh, I thought you were next in line.
Nah, I barely got in. Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're fine. It doesn't really tell me who gets in line first, I guess. So, because you were next up, but okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll bring you back then.
All right.
All right, appreciate you. Monty, how we doing? You're muted, by the way, in case you don't know.
Oh, Jake, can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Man. Once again, first thing I'm gonna congratulate you for being a stand-up man, coming on after wins and losses. Listen,
Appreciate you, man.
man, McVay, I hit you up on Instagram, bro. I forgot. I think it was like in the second quarter or the third when he was just abandoning the run. Jake, this how I know you're a real fan of football, and I know everybody in here is a real Rams fan. But when we was trading field goals, I'm like, bro, this shit is not gonna win the game. And I'm sorry to the kids out there, but we riding on like we heated. So it's like we knew like at any moment, then we was turning the ball over and giving them good field position. I knew Burrow was gonna figure it out just on how Higgins was dropping balls, right? So he was helping us out a little bit by dropping balls. He was wide open, but it was just you can just feel it, bro. Like, man, this would be one of them games where we go let them get ahead, and then we go come back just like that, score a touchdown, and try for an offside or something like that. But McVay should be ashamed of himself today. Like you said, don't go crazy talking about firing McVay or nothing like that. But we give him the praises when he get the praises, and he got to get the boot up the ass when he deserves the boot up the ass. He blew the game tonight. This is first down, Jake. Like, you throwing it 3 times in the red zone on the first down. You don't even give it to Kyron Williams. When he take it, like it was kind of almost like what's the boy name from Seattle who took it from the 20 to the 1 yard line, then they didn't want to give it to him. And I don't know how I'm forgetting it. That's how mad I am. And that's crazy. Marshawn Lynch in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. When all you gotta do is give to Marshawn Lynch, you go march in for the touchdown. Like, that's kind of what Kyron Williams in that position. Like, we know he's gonna get close to the end zone, bro. It's like, but you don't run it at all. Like, Sean McVay, what is wrong with you tonight, bro? Like, I don't know what was going on with him tonight, but he totally take all the blame for the loss tonight. And he's a man. He's like, one thing I like about him, he'll take full credit for blowing the game. So once he look at it, he understand, like, man, what was I doing? But it's like, bro, you having flashbacks from the Super Bowl. Like, okay, we couldn't get the run off in the Super Bowl, so you abandoned. But you still was running the ball. You was trying. Tonight, you didn't even try at all. Like, and then it's like when you got the offensive line pinned back, like, and just letting them rush. Of course they're going to get through. Like, the offensive line, they gelling, but they not the best. But you got to give them a chance to punch somebody in the mouth as well. Like, you're not even giving them a chance to go forward, bro. You just let them get punched in the mouth. Okay, get ready. Here come the rush. Like, of course they go tired down, and that's like a recipe for injury when they just trying to stop the rush all game. Like, come on, bro. Like, Sean McVay, bro. Like, I don't know what was going on with you tonight, but just even with, like you say, the blown touchdowns with Tutu and Higbee, because those was 2 touchdowns. That was crazy to me. Like, and even with the timeout, I'm like, bro, you didn't even get the timeout. But I don't know, man. It just got us mind-boggling because now we got to go through a whole week, even though it's a short week to get to Sunday, but we got to go through this whole week again, listening to them talk about how we lost. And it's just like we can be 3-0 right now. We can literally be sitting at 3-0 right now on top of the food chain, and people saying, wow, look at the Rams, right? So it's just like, we shooting ourselves in the foot, man, but hopefully we can have a short memory and turn the page quick. That's the good thing about having a veteran in Matthew Stafford and somebody like Sean McVay and Aaron Donald who can help you get on the same page and say, you know what, we got to, soak it in for 1 or 2 days, maybe even one day, and head on to Indiana. And like you say, hopefully we can get a win there because that's not a given. I'm with you on that one. Like they playing good ball, and that's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a nail biter. But I feel like we can get it done to give us at least a week of joy before the Philadelphia Eagles. So man, it's just crazy.
No, I hear you, man. I wasn't even able to really ask you a question because you had it all ready. Like you were ready to go.
I'm sorry, y'all.
So here's a fun thing because you guys know I like to throw things at you that maybe no one's talking, kind of challenge narratives and things like that. Just throw cool information. So get this, chat and Monty. When the Rams kicked the field goal to go up 9-6, their win probability dropped. They never at any point with the 9-6, when they had the 9-6 lead, I'm looking at it right now on ESPN. The Bengals, they never at any point after the 9-6 lead, while the Bengals are losing, the win probability kept going up to the point where when the Bengals took the lead with the touchdown, it went up to 80%.
And that was only at 4 points.
That's 4 points. Analytics were basically saying that, nope, like the Rams got no chance in this game. The Rams kicked a field goal. They're the first team to score, 3-0. And the Bengals pretty much were winning the win probability the whole way. Then the Rams kicked the second field goal, and then they had the win probability for a while. And then when Cincinnati kicked tied 6-6, it went back to Cincinnati. Then when they kicked the field goal to go up 9-6, Cincinnati had the rest of the game. It's just crazy.
It's just a feel for football. Like you can tell by the way it was going. Like we weren't really moving the ball. Well, we was moving the ball some, but just like you can just tell how the defense was and how Sean McVay was calling plays. Like even if you listen to the analysis, I can't even say the word right, but they was like they knew the Bengals was going. I'm like, God damn, I want to mute the TV. I'm tired of hearing y'all. Like, is y'all gonna give us credit for anything? Like, man, well, we know Jamar Chase. He's lining up over here and he's over there. And wow, I'm like, man, it just sounds like they gonna win the game. Like, come on, man. But yeah, man, this one hurt because it's like we shot ourselves in the foot. Like you say last week, and I'm sorry, y'all. Last week, like you said, with San Francisco, we can deal with that, right? It's like, okay, it's San Francisco. Yeah. We understand. We all kind of had us losing that game, but the hang in there just showed us that, wow, wait a minute. We is as good as we thought we were. But then to go on the road and, we won on the road and then you lose at home, then you go back on the road. And to us, knowing that we should have won that game, to us, I don't care about what they talking about. We know we should have won that game. That's what hurts. Like when you know you had the game and it's the coach that blew it, like McVay. Man, you don't even give him a chance to run the ball and, take some of the pressure off the line and off of Matthew Stafford. So it's like, man, you're not like they just, okay, here they come. So it's like, that was crazy. But the game ball, Jake, and I'm going to let somebody else get in with the game ball. I'm with everyone else. Raheem Morris, Aaron Donald, right? But to Mauer too, to Brett as well, because he kept us in the game by nailing the field goals. And I'm like, please just hit the field goal. So we was in the game, bro. And that's just sad to say we was in the game that we should have been winning. We should have said they was in the game. But that's one that like those hurt. Those games right there hurt because down the stretch, if we do miss the playoff by one game or a wild card position by one game, it'd be these games right here that you should have won, that blow a chance that, go to try for something special, bro. Because once you're in the playoffs, anything can happen. You know what I mean? Experience is key in the playoffs. So anything can happen in the playoffs. So it'd be these small, I ain't gonna say small game, but it'd be these games right here and the small things that can stop something from being great. So yeah, it hurts, man. It hurts.
I hear you, man. Hey, always fun having you on. Really appreciate your support. You're the man, and you know it.
Yeah,
you're the man. But no, for real, I really appreciate you.
Always, my brother. Keep doing what you do, man. Like I say, we're gonna support you to the end, bro. And shouts out to the Rams chat. We will. I'm predicting it right tonight. We will be happy next week, Ramley. So next week on J Live, we all will be happy, laughing, and smiling. I'm going on the line. I'm gonna say that. But you have a good one, Jake, and to the chat, y'all have a good one as well.
You too, Monty. Appreciate you, my guy.
All right.
All right. So, once again, before we bring on another person, just a reminder, we are giving away 3 Rams hats if I hit 700 followers on Kick. That's 42 more before I log off. Currently, I have 658. It's free to sign up. There's the link. You can sign up, and once I hit 700, I'll pick 3 lucky winners for Rams hats. So there you go. Jaden, how you doing? I totally forgot to add War Strike. My bad, Jaden. 1 second. Oh man, I was just gonna bring in War Strike, and I just had a brain fart. War Strike, how you doing?
What's going on, Jake? How you doing, man?
Good. What were your thoughts on that game?
Not much that everybody already hasn't said. I've had McVay play calling was really a big issue for me. The front line getting injured was a problem. Defense looked stout tonight. I would love to see Kyron get some more touches. What killed me the most was Tutu getting called out of bounds and then throwing it 3 straight plays at the 3-yard line.
I know.
It was killer, man. I couldn't bear with it. This happens too often. Too much. We get too pass happy. I don't know if this McVay gets too caught up in the play calling. Like we were kind of talking in the chat earlier with Zach at left tackle with not helping him with the chip or anything. I just question whether it's McVay just getting so caught up with the play calling and not realizing that there's an adjustment that needs to be made there, or what.
It's scary, right? I mean, you would think he would know that. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer. I mean, he's done it before. You go back, you look at Bobby Evans on Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, I think it was, against Khalil Mack on the Bears.
Yep.
He had Tyler Higbee chipping him every play. And, it's like, then you're like, our left tackle, though, we're going to leave him on an island against Trey Hendrickson. Like
that's what threw me off more than anything is Trey Henderson is a dog, and then we're over here leaving Zach all alone, vulnerable in a spot. I mean, we were just looking and asking for Stafford to get killed from behind.
Yeah, no, it was just not a great. And hopefully, this is one that we look back on. We're like, I mean, I wish we won this, but we still made the playoffs anyway. Second question here for you, because I'm running through the gauntlet. Second question.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you, game ball. You can pick a coach, you can pick a player. If you pick Sean McVay, you're disqualified. But who's your game ball here?
So to me, Aaron Donald did what typically I expect of him. I know he had a great game. He disrupted. I expect that for somebody at his caliber of football. Raheem Morris called a great game. I mean, holding Bengals to 19 points, regardless of Joe Burrow's situation, is a good thing. But Darion Kendrick, to me, stepped up today with 2 pass deflections. I think he was 3rd on the team in tackles tonight. I thought he was pretty solid in the secondary for us today. He held his own, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I think it was really telling because he got smoked by Jamar Chase, and then he came back the next play and just went balls to the wall, shut down T. Higgins. Just that play-to-play memory, how he just lets things go and just plays and doesn't let anything compile. That's a sign of somebody that could be really good in this league. The last thing I'm going to ask you here, just because I'm trying to get through with everyone. The last thing I'll ask you. So, in regards to this game, do you feel like this is who they are, or do you think this was just a bad night?
I think it was a bad night. I think we'll be fine moving forward, pending what the injuries are for the O-line with Alaric Jackson. And hopefully no Booms isn't too serious either, even though he came back in. But this happens too often with McVay, man. He gets too caught up in the passing game. I know this will happen again at some point just because I just think it's who McVay is at this point. But I do think we're a better football team than this going forward.
Yeah. No, I think so too. I think they'll be fine. This is not who they are. This was a bad night. Sean McVay doesn't call plays this poorly. This was maybe the worst I've ever seen Sean McVay. And I think the reason it's the worst is because it's year 7 and he's already coached in 2 Super Bowls. And this is the team he beat in the Super Bowl. This is the coach he beat. So, you know, I'm not too worried about it. I'm just disappointed. That's what I am. But hey, man,
Completely agree.
Appreciate you. I know this, you know, I think I saw one of your comments. You were like a little nervous, but I thought you killed it. So
Thanks, Jake. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I don't do voice stuff too much.
Well, you should. You got a good voice for it, and you're really calm, cool, and collected. I can tell on the mic. So
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
absolutely. So yeah, be sure to call in next time when we do JE Live. You're more than welcome.
All right, man. Appreciate it, Jake. Go Rams.
Absolutely. Go Rams. All right. Now I'll bring in Jaden. Jaden, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Drake?
How's it going?
Good, bro. That game was not it.
No, it definitely wasn't. What were your thoughts on the game?
I thought the defense, I think they did pretty good. The corners, Aaron Donald did good. We did good defensively, but offense just terrible. We should have ran the ball more. Like, I don't know what McVay was thinking.
Yeah, it was definitely painful to watch.
Right.
That was probably the most frustrating game because the Rams were winning multiple times, and I think they probably led more than the Bengals, if not it was close. But it was still, you're sitting there and you're like, I know how this ends, and it doesn't end well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was also a couple bad calls when it called them out like 3.
Oh yeah,
3 down. Yeah.
Yeah, they were abysmal.
Right.
If you had to pick a coach or a player to give a Rams game ball to, who are you picking?
I'd probably have to go Morris and Donald, but Puka Nacua, even though he didn't have that many yards or catches, the catches he did have were good catches, and he had a decent game for the balls he did catch.
Yeah, I would have liked to see. I mean, I still don't understand how Puka Nacua gets 35 targets in the first 2 games, and then you're talking the third game, and he ends up with 7, 8, something like that. I mean, it's just I don't know, man. I don't know. It's pretty gnarly. But last question here for you. Looking at the Colts game and beyond, you see this Rams team. Was this who they are? Or are they good, or was this really who they were tonight?
I think they're definitely better than they were tonight. I know they're for sure better than they were last year. I think it was just like an overall bad play calling game, probably.
Yeah,
Work
I mean,
on the O-line a little bit too.
No, I hear you there. That's definitely fair. It was not a great game called by McVay. I think personally that's why they lost. I think they had every opportunity to win, despite having 2 touchdowns taken away from them, despite things not going their way, losing the turnover battle. And Sean McVay just didn't want to run the ball. And I think if he runs it 3 times in a row at the 3-yard line, Kyron Williams finds pay dirt at least one of those times, and that would have changed the entire game.
That's terrible. We definitely should have ran the ball more, and we couldn't get in the end zone. We could get down there in the first half and stuff. But like, them not being able to get in definitely killed us for sure.
Oh, 100%. Hey, Jaden, appreciate you. Feel free to call in anytime. That, of course, I'm live. But you're more than welcome, and appreciate you, man.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too. Take care.
You too.
Coach Ray, how you doing?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going?
I'm sad.
I hear you. I see. I hate it. Like, I hate saying how's it going. This is my greeting, but I know how it's going. I'm on a reaction live stream following a brutal loss.
This was a bitter pill to swallow, especially after the dogs we saw against the Niners.
Great point. I think that's really the thing, is to see them against the Niners. You kind of sit there and you're like, okay, this sucks, but I actually kind of like this because I think they're ahead of schedule now. And then it's like, after this game, after getting some, I've never seen it before, Coach Ray. I've never seen it. But the Rams got a lot of love for losing that game the way they did. Like, they were in that game.
No, the Niner game was a game that I saw a completely different team that I've been used to seeing.
Yeah.
And they came out, and they gave it their best shot against. In some ways, you could maybe argue that the Niners are far superior all across the board.
I know,
right? And they were toe to toe with them, and that really gave us Ram fans hope.
That's the thing, is that hope is the word, and to then get the national attention from people like the Rams might be back. And then to go out there on Monday Night Football in front of the entire country and lay an egg on the offensive side of the ball when everyone's talking about Puka Nacua, everyone's talking about Tutu Atwell, everyone's talking about Kyron Williams, Matthew Stafford. And of course, it never fails. Matthew Stafford has to throw an interception. That's not even his fault. It never fails. Like, defending him is like impossible because people are so set in their ways. He can win another 3 Super Bowls and people say, "Oh, he's still stat Padford to me."
Right.
So with that said, moving on, game ball. Who are you giving the game ball to?
I like all the choices that people made, but I'm gonna go on not really on a limb, but I'm gonna call out Ernest Jones. He had I thought he had an excellent game. He had led the team in tackles. So 7 of those solo. So I'm going to give it to Ernest Jones.
I like it. He deserves credit. He played sick last week against the Niners, so I don't think people realize that. Like, most guys probably wouldn't have suited up.
Right.
He had flu-like symptoms and went out there anyway. And then I think this week you could tell he was fully healthy and ready to go. And, he always looks like a baller out there. I think, like, he's
a force.
He's one of those guys.
A force on defense.
Yeah. Like, lead by example. But honestly, he's pretty rah-rah too. So he's got it both.
Right.
So last question here for you. With the Rams, is this who they are? Or you're kind of looking more towards like, just bad enough.
I think this is a blip in the radar. I think we're somewhere in between the Seattle and the 49er. I think that's the real team. Today, maybe this may have been a little bit of a letdown.
I agree. I do think. I'll bonus question here. How big do you think the Cincinnati Bengals are like this year? Because personally, I think that they're the real deal. I think we just lost to a team that I still think can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely playoff caliber. I mean, and some would argue they're Super Bowl contenders. So, we've had some pretty tough teams to start off, right? Seattle was supposed to go pretty far, right? I mean, there were even some people even saying that they were better than the 49ers, which I have hard to believe, right?
Yeah.
And the 49ers are just, I think, top to bottom, I think personnel-wise, they're superior to a lot of teams. So, and now we have Cincinnati, which is representative of the AFC. So, not a great set of teams to kind of measure up to start the season, right? And I think they very much held their own in every game. And it's really, like I said, very disappointing to see them lose tonight.
No, absolutely. Coach, appreciate you calling in. Be sure to call in next time. And, you're welcome anytime, man. Really, really nice talking with you.
Absolutely. Go Rams.
Yeah, absolutely. You take care.
All right, take care.
All right. We got, let's see here. Jay Breezy, thank you for the sub. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good because I have you guys. In the moment after that game, all I'm thinking is, man, I'm going to be up until 1 a.m. Funny, this is past 1 a.m. I'm gonna be up until 1 a.m. talking about this game, and I'm just so miserable about this game. But honestly, my tune changed as soon as I started talking with you guys. It made it all better. What were your thoughts on the game?
You know, I thought it was a tough game. I think everyone's really reiterated the points about Sean McVay. I think we abandoned the run too early, but I want to shout out. I think we had a bunch of rookies that, you know, people forget we have a bunch of rookies on our team, and you're going to make mistakes. But I think we had a lot of rookies. Just you made some mistakes, but I think a lot of rookies played the past 2 weeks have played really good teams and have stepped up for the most part. You know, there's going to be mistakes here and there, but overall, you know, it is what you expect out of a young team.
Yeah, I mean, well, and also, I mean, I would say that was the thing that was so frustrating is that if you told me, you know, you came from the future and you told me the Rams were going to lose the Bengals, I would have assumed they lost because Darian Kendrick got destroyed the whole game. You know, Byron Young couldn't get pressure. Kobe Turner couldn't get pressure. The young defense just got eviscerated. I mean, this is what I'll say right now. Here are all the Bengals. I think it's 11 drives. So missed field goal, punt, field goal, punt, 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 field goal, touchdown, field goal, interception, field goal, punt, end of game.
Yep.
Like the defense put on a clinic. I mean, so frustrating.
and it's tough too because I'll be one of the first to admit, if you look back at the Rams Facebook pages, I'm there flaming Raheem because I do have questions about Raheem, you know, run defense and all. But in the end, like, you can't question when you got that many rookies or second-year players on defense playing that offense that well. I can't sit here being an armchair coach and be like, oh, that was bad. I think everybody's kind of said everything about, you know, Sean abandoning the run, and I think that's what hurts our game, and it confuses me because the best Sean McVay offense is when you have a ground game. Just a little bit of threat of run makes that play action a whole lot better. So, yeah, you know, it's a tough loss.
Very
it's a tough loss. I've been talking to my friends. I hate all the mid performances we've seen in prime time so far in this season, and here Sean McVay comes just waiting to put up, you know, what really could have been more than, what do we have, 16 points?
Yeah.
It should have been more without the callbacks, but yeah, you know, it's tough. Like, you got to be a better coach than, instead of Tutu getting out at the 3-yard line, you can't. I like the idea of play action right there, but after you tried running it once. So
I agree, and that was the thing, is that you didn't establish the run. You still had play action usage. Your left tackle's gone, and you're just playing a drop back passing out of the shotgun the whole game. I mean, teams are going to easily telegraph that. They know what you're doing. With that said, you know, my final question for you here. Rams moving forward, was this who they are, or, you know, was this just kind of a blip on the radar?
I think it's more a blip on the radar. I think a lot of people are definitely underrating how good we can be because, you know, they look at how many rookies we have. But if you look at how we played the Niners and how we played, you know, this Bengals offense, we've got a lot of young rookies who are playing really well, and there's going to be mistakes here and there, and those mistakes might show up a lot bigger in certain moments. But I think it's probably more a blip on the radar, and as the season progresses, we see that development grow, and we continue to see how good these players actually are.
No, I agree. I mean, I think it's important to be level-headed, you know, when you have a loss like that, because you can't just, you know, you can't discredit them. It's not like they can't win on the road. They already did it, and they did it in dominant fashion.
Yep.
Defense has now looked good 3 weeks in a row. Aside for, a couple of splash plays. I mean, they held Christian McCaffrey to 3.6 yards per carry if you take away his big run. And I thought Brock Purdy played the worst game of his career against the Rams.
I agree. He looked like Jimmy G missing those over-the-top throws, and I love to see it. I loved to see it.
Yeah, so I think it's important to be level-headed here, and you cannot, for the love of God, you cannot underrate the Bengals. Like, this was not supposed to be a win until Burrow got hurt, until they went 0-2.
And if you want to take a look at it fantasy-wise, everybody was like buy low on all Bengals players because we all know the Bengals offense is going to correct at some point. And this kind of felt like a game where, Jamar was all over the field, and that just was like, we need to get him involved. And it's nothing against Raheem. It's just they needed to get their stuff together, and Sean just had one of those games tonight.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that. But, man, I appreciate you, Jay Breezy. Thank you so much again for the sub. I was not expecting that. So thank you.
Hey, I'm a huge fan. My little brother got me tuned into you a year ago. So, hey, appreciate what you do. And, yeah, let's go Rams, boys.
That's awesome. Tell your little brother I said hi, and that, he's welcome to come on anytime as well.
Will do. Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. You take care, my friend.
You too.
All right. So we'll bring on, let's see here. Germ. Germ, how you doing?
What up, Jake?
Oh, man. What's up? Well, I think you already know the gist of it.
Yep.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on the game, man?
First of all, I'm gonna channel my inner Sherm, run the ball.
Run the ball.
Run the freaking ball. We left 21 points on the goal line.
Yeah.
I am pissed about that. I am so pissed.
I still, it's weird. I can't believe it, and I can believe it. I just, it's, man, they had so many opportunities.
Tutu's foot did not go out of bounds.
No, it didn't.
That was a horse collar.
It was.
That was a horse collar.
No, you're absolutely right. So let me ask you this. Do you think, or no. Let's do the second question here. One player that you can give the game ball to on the Rams, who are you giving that game ball to?
Aaron Donald.
I got you.
That man played his heart out.
Yeah. No, he was huge for them. Getting pressure, collapsing the pocket on a guy that doesn't have the mobility to get out of it. I would have liked to see them hit him more.
And I'm going to say one more thing, right? Stop throwing Kyron the ball. Stop throwing him the ball. Hand it to him.
I like Kyron in the passing game, but not when you're not running it with him at all. Because then it just becomes like, okay, so they're just not going to run the ball, and then defenses can easily snuff that out.
Well, adjust your throw.
Yeah.
We know he's short. Adjust your throw and let him run it.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Germ, final question for you. Is this who the Rams are? Or do you feel like this is just, it sucks. I hated it, but it was just a bad night?
This is not who they are. It's not. It's not who they are. And just like every other game this week, it seemed like this was one of those surprise victories. It really was.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I'm not too worried about it. You know, I think obviously it's frustrating, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for Cincinnati. I think like I had them winning the Super Bowl, and I still think they'll win the Super Bowl right now. So
And one more thing.
Yeah.
And this is how I know we are not. This was just a blip, right? And we are still ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
Because look at this. And nobody else brought this up. This was eerily similar to the Cardinals Cowboys game.
Huh. That's interesting. I mean, at least the Cowboys actually ran the football. And then the Cardinals ran the football. The Rams did not run the football. So, I mean, that was like the Jets versus the Dallas Cowboys. But the Rams are a good enough team based on their defense and their talent that they stayed in this game the whole way, and we come away thinking that they should have won. Bad teams, this would have been a blowout.
Right, and we're not bad.
Yeah. No,
the 49ers beat us by 7. They beat us by 3. And these are all Super Bowl caliber teams. These were both. So even with that, we are still a playoff team. Not a wild card team. We are still a playoff team. And that's who we are.
Hey, Germ, I agree with you. I'm going to get on to another guest because I'm trying to get through the whole guest list before I go to bed here. But appreciate you, my friend. And thank you so much for support. And I see you on Kick now all the time. I really appreciate it, man.
Oh, and I'm rolling my 12-5 down to where you are at the 10-7. That's it. And go Rams.
All right. 10-7. You heard it here first from Germ. Appreciate you, my friend. You be well. And I'm going to now bring in, let's see. There's no like order here. I wish there was an itemized like order, like people like first come first serve, but I don't know who joined first. Let's see. King Kenny. How you doing? You there, King Kenny?
Hey, what's going on, Jake?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. Well, it was going pretty good early on, then it kind of got rough.
Yeah, the wheels came off the wagon entirely. But what were your thoughts on the game?
Well, I mean, at first, like I said, I thought 2-2 scored early on, so I thought it was going to be one of those type of nights. And then after the call, everything kind of just started to go downhill. I thought that the defense did play well. I mean, it was some things that they did do wrong too, to be honest, but overall they kept us in the game, so that's kind of what mattered. And I also thought, McVay, for some reason, it seems like, once we allow a lot of pressure and stuff, like he just don't want to adjust. I don't know why. You just saw it in his face, even in the presser. He was kind of saying, "Oh, well, we saw this type of we knew what they were going to do and stuff like that. If you knew what they were going to do, why didn't you adjust to it? You know what I mean?"
Yeah.
So,
no, I definitely hear you. As far as the team goes, game balls. Who would you? Well, not game balls, but game ball. Who would you give out a game ball to on the Rams?
Well, actually, I'm gonna go different from what a lot of people have been saying. I'm gonna actually give the game ball to Keller Witherspoon. I thought it was an amazing pick that he had, and it also kept us in the game because if he didn't get that interception, ain't no telling what the Bengals would have done with that drive, and maybe put it way out of reach. because I thought the Cincinnati Bengals was driving, and it kind of stopped the momentum, but our offense kind of gave it right back. So.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear you there. I love the love for Ahkello Witherspoon. Been a huge fan of him since they picked him up. Even before then, I think the pickup was great. Thank you, Mr. Scampers. You take care. Yeah, so I definitely hear you there. I know coming into this, Kendrick was third in yards allowed in the entire league, and Witherspoon was 10th. So I don't think Witherspoon went up too much. So it'll be interesting to see where he's ranked after that game. But I think he's been really good. Now, the final question here, is this who the Rams are, or was this just a bad night?
It was just a bad night. I don't think it's who they are. If McVay can just get out his own way at times, I think we'll be fine. Other than that, don't get me wrong, he's a great coach, but everybody have their nights where, they want to stick to their plan or whatnot instead of adjusting. But I do think it's just a blip.
No, I agree with you. Kenny, you're welcome back anytime. Appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.
All right, thanks, Jake.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right.
All right. SoCal, how we doing? You're muted just in case you don't know. Gives me time to write this, though.
Can you hear me now?
I can. How you doing, man?
What up, Jake? How you been, bro?
I'm thriving. I was great until today, though.
Yeah, man. I know how you feel, man. So many different emotions going on, feelings and thoughts.
Yeah. So, what were your thoughts on this game?
My first thoughts was like, why'd they stop running the ball? Like them running the ball has worked out so good for them these last two games, and they just completely abandoned it. And I kind of started thinking maybe this is why Cam Akers wanted to leave, because they abandoned the run so much, and our old running back, what's his name, Darrell Henderson, they let him go so they can keep Cam Akers, right?
Yeah.
So I just feel like, why'd they let him go? Henderson was good. He was good in the pass game, and what did you say he would average, like 4.5 or 4.3 yards per carry? And
yeah, every year is 4.5, 4.6. He had a 4.7 yards per carry season, but yeah, frustrating.
And just like when we get to the red zone, just pound the rock. Like, I know I feel like they're just trying to get the numbers up, but like I said, I don't care how they win. They just need to win. And at first, when I first saw the schedule this year, I felt like, oh, this is a loss. But then after after the first two games, I thought, okay, this game is winnable, and it should have been, because now, they're out the season. You might lose a game that you shouldn't have lost, like to a sorry team, I guess. So hopefully this doesn't come and bite us in the butt,
Yeah. Anytime you lose a very winnable game and it gets down to the end of the season and you're looking like what could have been, oh man, it is. Because we've done that. We've all done that. All right. Like, you can't tell me right now at home where you're not at the end of the season looking at the NFL playoff machine. Back, the Rams are in St. Louis or whatever, and they're trying to make the playoffs, and you're sitting there trying to do all the math to figure out how they make the playoffs. We've all been there.
Right. Like, oh, this should have been a win. But my thing is, like, honestly, I know they could come back from this, but I just feel like McVay still hasn't learned that he can't abandon the run. Like, since the Super Bowl winning season, he started off good and gets rid of the run. Then last year it was working out towards the end, but that's because he had no option. Then he comes back this year, and we get the new OC, and I'm like, okay, perfect. Run game's gonna be coming in. What they should have done was change up the personnel. They have like 3 tight ends on the roster, right? They're not using them. They're still running the same 11 personnel. I get that the left tackle went out, right guard went out. They didn't adjust. They could have ran a different personnel, pound the rock, and we'd be good. But he wants to get pass happy.
Always. Who would you say, like, if you had to give a game ball to anybody on the Rams, who would you give the game ball to?
I was thinking this the whole time you're asking everybody. I was really impressed with the whole defense, man. Like, and you know me, I've told you this. I'm not really a big fan of Raheem because I'm always like, oh, why is he playing so soft? But I was really impressed with Darian Kendrick.
Yeah.
Ernest Jones, Akilla Witherspoon. Like everybody's like the defense is starting to gel. The only person I'm not really big on because I feel like he's kind of being left behind is Michael Hoyt. He's in a weird position. Like, I don't know. I feel like he needs to set the edge better or something because, like, I don't know. It might be just me, but I don't know. But like Kobe Turner, of course, Aaron Donald's doing his thing, but I still feel like we need a veteran edge rusher.
I agree with you there. I think,
but
to butt in real quick here, I think the Michael Hoyt experiment just isn't working.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what they need to do with them. Like, kind of put him somewhere else, but because he's too big, and so he gets, they burn him. So,
I don't mind him as a rotational guy. I just don't think it's working as a down. Like, he's not the starter we were hoping he'd be, but to be fair, I don't think he lost any weight.
Right, and that's the thing. And he's a smart player.
Very smart, yeah.
For me, it's like you got to move him, and as far as like, so I would just kind of give it to the defense because they really stepped it up, kept us in the game. The interception, I was like, I was at my kid's soccer practice and I was like yelling.
Oh boy.
So, but yeah, it was kind of a bummer though. This one left a sour taste in my mouth because like I thought we should have won it, and I was like, man, good thing Burrow wasn't healthy. He would have ripped us a new one,
Yeah.
And that's how I was like, man, I hope McVay like kind of looks at himself in the mirror and says like, this one's on you because you stopped running the ball, and you're gonna get your quarterback hurt. And I honestly don't feel positive on her quarterback depth chart.
Yeah,
so,
no, absolutely. So SoCal, last question here. Is this who the Rams are, or do you think it was just a bad, a bad night?
I want to say it was a bad night, but if, who knows what's going to happen with the O-line, because if the O-line is messed up again, that's going to be a big part. But they just have to learn to adapt. Like, this game could have been easily won if they would have done, like you said, chipped in, done screen plays, bubble passes, just those little slit plays, drive the ball 5 yards. Like, don't go for the explosive plays, and then run the ball a little bit. They could have won this game ball. Just, what do you call it? Paper cut.
Oh, death by 1,000 paper cuts. Good Lord.
Yeah, they could have just won the ball, and they started doing that towards the end, but it was too late.
Yeah,
too late.
Such a frustrating game. But SoCal, man, appreciate you waiting. Everyone,
no worries,
appreciate you guys waiting. And look forward to seeing you in the next one, man.
Yeah, definitely. And thanks for hanging in there with us too, and doing all the things you do, like these live chats. I know it's late where you're at, and to everybody in the chat, let's just try to keep a positive mindset, and hopefully we get the dub next week.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate you.
All right, Jake. All right, guys. Let's
Take
go
care.
Rams. Take care.
All right. Let's see. Let's get Rusty in here. Rusty, how you doing? Rusty, you're on mute.
Oh, what's good, Jake?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I'm a little disappointed, but
Yeah.
it is what.
That's not the most fun you're gonna have watching football. What were your thoughts on the game?
Well, for sure, I really liked the first drive of the game, but then as soon as I saw Tutu out of bounds, like, holy shit, the refs are gonna start pulling some rabbit out of their ass and like, oh yeah, he's not in. After further review, oh yeah, he didn't get in, and of course. Then I was really a little perplexed seeing McVay not running the ball with Kyron as soon as we got there. I was like, what are you doing? And as soon as I saw the pass, I was like, oh my God, is he reverting back to 2023? Is he going back instead of forward? And yeah, we got a field goal. And my God, it was just defense was just playing their ass off, and of course offense. My God, they kept reverting back to their old ways, and like. It's frustrating, Jake. Like, McVay is supposed to be this amazing coach, and he's doing little mistakes like this, and like, we expect better from him.
Oh,
He gave us confidence, like, oh yeah, no matter who we are, we're gonna make the playoffs no matter what. He's not tanking. He came back and everything, and just for him to go back to his old ways, and like, I was so disappointed watching him.
No, and this is why they got Mike LaFleur. So
Exactly.
I was really upset. Now this is what I'll ask you next question here, and I'm sure you probably already heard it, but game balls, or game ball, excuse me. If you had to give one to a player or a coach in this game, only one, who you going after?
Well, since I played in the trenches a lot in high school, I got to give it to my boy Steve Avila. No matter what, no matter who's next to him, who's like whoever falls down, he plays his ass off. I remember when we went for that one screen for Kyron, and he just pancaked a Fork's
that was
secondary
insane.
play. I was like,
he speared him like he was
God.
Edge from WWE.
Exactly. And yeah, I got to admit it to him. This is not an easy gauntlet for him. He's a rookie. He was not supposed to be good. A lot of experts said he's not worth a second-round pick. He's a third-round pick. Osiris Torrance was a lot better than him. The Rams should have got him, and Steve was making a lot of people look stupid. And I got to give it to Rob Havenstein too. I was a little worried because he usually struggles, but he held his own. And yeah, I got to give it to Avila. And the fact that he actually tried to help Thomas a lot, it really showed to his character. Like, no matter what, he's gonna play his ass off. He doesn't care. If he's a left guard, he's gonna play left tackle. He has to, and like, he has that versatility. I gotta give it to him. But yeah, Ryan Wendell does have his work cut out for him, and hopefully we can see some Kevin Dotson. But
yeah, I think he's got to be in the next game. If Nopum's hurt or whatever.
Yeah, we gotta fix that right guard, because if we have Avila and Kevin Dotson on that solidify our guards, we can be making a lot of running lanes. But I just gotta see what Ryan Wendell wants and what McVay wants. And yeah, I gotta give the game ball to Steve Avila for just being amazing.
I like it. Before I ask you this last question, I just want to say bye to Jason Mack. This has been awesome therapy, Jason said, and thanked me. So appreciate you, Jason. You have a great night. But last question here. Is this who the Rams are, or do you think this was just a bad game?
Well, I don't think this is how the Rams are, because they're a lot better than what they showed today. And it's just little mistakes, and McVay really has to have a good long look over the weekend or till next game to really figure out what does he want to do. And Mike LaFleur has to get on his ass and say, hey, if you're gonna do this thing again, you're gonna have to give me the play calls. We gotta have Matt LaFleur. We gotta have Mike LaFleur have a say in this and not be quiet. He has to actually challenge McVay, because if he does this thing again against the Colts, yeah, this is not a organization thing. It's on McVay. It's not a coaching thing. It's on him now, because he's so stubborn to do that. But we're gonna bounce back no matter what. And yeah, we should win against the Colts, but who knows? It all starts with McVay and this offense. Raheem's doing an amazing job, and yeah, so far the defense is looking great under Raheem. And McVay's got to help out Raheem, because you can't have the same 2022 situation like last year.
No, I definitely hear you, man. Hey, Rusty, appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one. And, I think they're going to bounce back. I'm not really worried. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, don't worry, Jim. We'll get them next time. We'll get them next time.
Sounds good. You take it easy, man.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks.
All right. So, we got 5 more. All right. Let's go. I've seen him in here for a while. Phoenix Nash, how we doing? You're on JE Live. You're muted though.
Hello?
How's it going?
Can you hear me? Hey, Jake, how's it going, man?
It's going. Lots of fun talking with everybody. I just wish it was in victory instead of defeat. But what did you think about the game?
Well, I was kind of upset, but then, I just took the positive out of this, if there was any. Basically, if you can honestly think about it, everybody from like the media and everything was writing us off already, Oh, how can this team, stand? It's all rookies. All the stars are gone, Wagner, Ramsey, everybody. But just seeing, us play against the Niners and especially tonight, defense wise, we held up our own, It's like, we're not getting blown out by, double digits or anything like that. These were, the Niners and this game were winnable games. Like, Niners, they could be the best team and blah, 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 whatever, whatever. I don't care. But, the Bengals, I have a lot of respect for Cincinnati. I am a Joe Burrow fan as well, the fact that we had a chance to go in there and, blow the winds out of their sails, because they were sitting on 0-2. If we could have, that would have been a major upset, because if you think about it, they needed this game more than we did too. Well, we both needed this game, if you think about it, because Cincinnati was like about to fall off a cliff because, they're trying to figure out what's going on over there. And, us sitting at like, 2-1 without Cooper Kupp, with rookies and stuff like that, this would have been like, a shot at like everybody like kind of downplaying us. But I thought, of course, like everybody's saying, 2-2 was in. The officiating was excellent today, I don't know about that first interception. That looked like it touched the ground to me.
Yeah.
But of course, the officiating, just had to call it, I guess.
Putting a master class tonight, officiating.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously.
Exactly how to be the official.
I swear, I was talking to a friend. I know I'm going off subject, but I just wanted to like point this out. With like officiating and stuff like that with bad calls, because this is what happened like last season and stuff. I seriously think that they should be fined. And like my whole thing is, and I was talking to a friend about this, like
I've been saying this.
The NFL should be fined, and because that affects our schedule, especially when playoffs come around. And whatever they should be fined, it should be brought to us towards our next year towards our salary cap. So, because if we can't win, this game, which would be important, then next season we can use that money to, do something. It was just something I just like thought of like out of the blue. But I digress. But I'm
No,
going off.
I agree though.
Off the track.
The refs
Yeah.
should be fined. They should be held accountable. They make $205,000 a year. There's no reason why they can't be fined.
I just like I just don't get like, the ball was clearly like he didn't have possession. It touched the ground, but you're gonna like give it to them. Like it just blows my mind, sometimes these calls and stuff. But but I'm not saying like, we were saints or anything like that, because I think like what everybody's saying is right on the money. Like we really do need to run the ball more. Like, everybody's like going back to, the Todd Gurley days, because, we were running the ball a lot more that year. I don't see why we can't do that.
Yeah.
One, to like take pressure off Stafford, because, he was injured last season. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to injure him again? Like, we need to be more smart, like when it comes to this. Like, I don't want to have this whole season be a makeshift of the O-line. Like, oh, Rams have like 13 different combinations of the O-line. And like, no, like we should have like we should focus on this. If we're not focusing on this now, then next season we definitely need to focus on this, because we can't have another year of this, like, of, just Stafford just, in harm's way every time. It's like it needs to be solved, and it like the run game needs to be there. We we can't go another year without abandoning the run and then Stafford just pass happy. So McVay, yeah, this is on you, my friend.
Oh,
like
100%.
Yeah, this is on McVay tonight. Like, and if you look at it, Stafford was just like flustered. He was just so rushed. It wasn't like, it just seemed everything was rushed, and like, the play clock was going down. It was just a mess tonight. So like, I'm very optimistic that, we'll bounce back, and we will beat Indy Sunday. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I agree. You have any final thoughts before I let you
go? No, man. I'm very optimistic with this team. Like, I think defense as well. The offense, Puka, Tutu, Van. I know he had that catch, but sometimes he's just looking like a deer in headlights. I'm hoping that this, I don't know. I'm just hoping that I'm still praying for Van.
Yeah.
He's still a good player. I just don't know what's up, but I'm still praying for him, man. So hopefully, like, those are the three right now. I hope that next week or Sunday it gets better, and then once we get Cup back, I'm just praying that we're just going to go on a win streak. So, but yeah.
No, I'm with you. I'm definitely with you. But Phoenix, appreciate you taking the time. Feel free to call in on the next one.
Love
thank
talking
you very
with
much,
you. Man. Yeah, thank you, Jake.
Absolutely. You too.
Yeah, bye.
All right. So now I'll put Darth, you are on JE Live. You are also muted, just for the record.
Hey, Jake.
How's it going?
Going good. I was just
a little tough.
so frustrated.
A little tough tonight.
It was just hard to, like, even, I don't know, like, I just felt like there was just so many bad things to, like, on that game, especially on, like, the offensive side. It just felt like it was like this game just felt like it was like I felt like we were watching last year's Rams. The offensive line just couldn't protect Stafford. We weren't running the ball, and we were just stalling in the red zone and just settling for field goals. It just felt like it was last year's Rams all over.
Yeah, I hear you. I was not loving what I saw tonight. We'll just put it that way. I like the Tutu Atwell stuff over the top. I like the Van Jefferson, but I want to see more running. I don't care how it's done. I want wins. I don't need style points. I think McVay was trying to go for the big play. I don't know why he was obsessed with it today, but Darth, who would you say would, if you had to give a game ball to anybody on the Rams, who would you give it to?
I would give it to Aaron Donald. That guy's just a monster. Like, I mean,
he really is.
He disrupts like every even when like he doesn't even like get like stacks, it just him just even coming in and bringing in the pressure just disrupts the quarterback and the timing and can cause just mistakes alone.
No, I definitely agree. Final question for you. Is this who they are? Is this the 2023 LA Rams, or was this just a bad game?
I think it was just a bad game. I think that they can bounce back now. They might have some more like ups and like down like games. It's just rough to see them play like that, especially after how that Niners game went, which it's just pain of like the turnovers like twice in a row where we've had batted passes and then intercepted. And like, is it just me, but like it feels like whenever the Rams, like whenever their receivers and they tip the ball, they go straight to the defenders fans, but when like the other teams do it against us, it just feels like it's nowhere near our players, that we can't pick it.
It's not just you. I'm constantly saying that. I know it
Like,
sounds kind of homerish to say that, but I've watched a lot of football, and I feel like when I watch the Rams, they never get those tips. I'm watching other teams, they always get those tips. And the Bengals had those tips tonight. The Rams, you had a couple, actually you had quite a few where Joe Burrow had it tipped at the line of scrimmage, or someone made a play on the ball and the ball went up in the air and there's nobody there. And it's just like, it's every single time. And that's the luck element of football. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But yeah, I definitely don't think you're the only one, because I'm right there with you for sure.
Because it just felt that way. And like the Bengals should have had another pick on the Kyron Williams. But yeah, it was just a frustrating. And of course the Rams decide to stop running the football, and like I was in both of my fantasy leagues, actually I started Kyron Williams in both, and it was just like pain. It's like going, of course you now start not running the ball when I start him. It's like,
no, I feel that it was not a great day at the office. But yeah, man, I appreciate you hopping on. I'll probably see you in the next one.
I'll try if I mean, we'll see, but yeah, but I mean, oh, you're amazing. I just like whenever I'm like down on like the Rams and like that, I like listening to you, because like you just make me feel more confident and optimistic about this team. I mean, I just feel like this team can do better. I just feel like Sean McVay just needs to learn to just run, just like committed to like running it, even though that like it might not necessarily be doing great, but like if we don't like show the team that we're running the ball, it just makes us so predictable and so easy to like defend, and like Stafford can't do it all. And obviously seeing how the offensive line was, and Stafford just looked flustered, and it just wasn't going the way. And but I feel like that this team can bounce back and be much better than, and go back to like where we were in like the Seattle and the San Francisco game.
Yeah. No, I feel that. Darth, appreciate you. Thank you for the kind words, and I'll maybe see you in the next one, man.
Yeah.
You take care, my guy.
You too.
Thank you. All right. Gricor, how you doing?
Jake?
How's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Well, I'm glad to be talking to you. I have to say, you and Trevor Lane from Laker Nation, you guys are like my therapy session after games.
Well, I appreciate that. Trevor does great work. So,
yeah, you're both great.
I really do appreciate being named in the same sentence. But what were your thoughts on this game?
You know, other than I know Sean McVay, we have a problem with him not running the ball, or even not fixing the left tackle issue. But I also had a problem with him not really making the refs sweat a little. You know, getting a little upset with them. Because
agree.
that late timeout call, I don't know what to do about that. I mean, that was just... We did get robbed from 2 touchdowns. The first one, okay, but the second one, I just don't know how they got away with that.
Again, it is, for those of you at home that don't know, it's not when Zach Taylor does this, the timeout. It has to be when the official grants the timeout. So, to your point, you can clearly see the ball snapped, and then they blow the whistle. So that's why the play went off. And I heard the whistle, but I was like, they already had that play go off.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it just awful stuff, man. They did an awful job. And I'm just gonna say right now, I don't think NFL referees should be paid $200,000 a year. I don't think they should be making, more than, hardworking blue collar people make. I'm sorry, I don't. I do not think so. I know they're on TV a lot, but
I think they pay them well because, they don't want them fixing games. Probably.
Probably already do it already, but
yeah, it is a very high pressure job, and I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Definitely, there are more important jobs out there, but I mean, NBA refs get paid well. I mean, there's a reason for all this. I guess.
Second question for you: if you had to give a game ball out to anybody on the Rams, who would that be?
Probably be AD, because he was incredible. But I probably would say shout out to that Witherspoon interception. I don't think we're really talking about how incredible that interception was.
Oh my god, man!
That was insane.
And that point in the game, like that was the life. We needed that, and I think that was the upsetting thing about the offense. Is like that, to get that pick at that time, like you felt like they were going to win after that.
Yeah, and I think we would be a lot more depressed with this loss if that pick never happened.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe it adds on to how depressed I feel.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Kobe Turner and to Higbee, even with that touchdown taken away. He made a lot of big plays.
Yeah, Higbee was huge, honestly. I think he was about to have... He could have gone over 100 easily. I just think, again, Sean McVay had the play calling. I don't know what it was today, but he was not ideal. It was hard to watch, honestly. Like, it just not something you like to see at all.
Yeah, and Mike LaFleur, I mean, wasn't he a running back coach? That's another thing.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I don't know where Mike LaFleur was today. Maybe he didn't even get, maybe he wasn't invited to the Cincinnati game because that looks like last year's offense.
Yes, it did. It definitely was giving me flashbacks. That's for sure.
Yeah, and obviously not great stuff there. Now, my final question for you, is this who the Rams are, or do you think this is just a bad game?
I don't think this is who they are, but I do think that they are inconsistent. They always have been with this whole Stafford and McVay combo, even the Super Bowl year. I don't think if people remember, I think it was the month of November where they were just losing. They did not look like the same team at all the whole month.
No win November.
Yes, no win November. That's right. This is just might be who they are in terms of inconsistency, but I think they can come back. It's a long season, thankfully. I think our O-line will gel. They'll fix that issue. Maybe we'll bring in an edge rusher. I'm not sure, but it's looking okay. Cooper Kupp comes back. It's definitely gonna give Stafford more options. He was slicing and dicing in that first half in the 49ers.
Oh yeah.
And I think he can do that again. And I'm optimistic. I really am. All it takes is even just wild card, just get in. That's all it takes, and then it's momentum after that. And I think this team is capable of doing that. You never know what could happen. Injuries could happen to different teams, this and that. You never know. And anything could happen. It's a long season. They'll get there. Sean McVay's still a great coach. Been a Super Bowl twice. Stafford is still a great quarterback. I mean, at 35 to me is not old anymore for a quarterback. And I'm optimistic.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you, and I'm optimistic as well. Again, the way I look at this is, it's not scary to me. It's not concerning. I think this win is just disappointing. It's not upsetting. I think the Bengals are a Super Bowl team. It's disappointing that you could follow up such a great performance against the 49ers, albeit at the end it got tough because of the injury to Noteboom. But
yeah,
you follow up that performance after everyone and their mother is talking about how no one does that in this industry. No one talks about how good a team looked in a loss. And people were doing that with the Rams. And I feel like now they went out on, right in front of America. Sean McVay went out there and just made the Rams look really bad. And I mean, they were still obviously in the game. They led the game probably more than the Bengals did. That's not the point, though. They really needed to get that win, in my opinion. Had they barely escaped, they still would have had naysayers like, oh, okay, like, you beat Joe Burrow on one leg. But the way I look at it is, you would have had plenty of people that are like, they won on the road against a really, really good team in the Bengals that are better than the record. And that's not what happened. And now no one cares that you lost by 3. They just see that at the end of the game, once again, you got a late score to make it look like you won, but you lost by 3. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. And just a side note, this game, I think this whole injury situation with Joe Burrow is just going to make him a better quarterback because he's forced to stay in the pocket. And, that's how Tom Brady won Super Bowls, is staying in the pocket. And I think this is going to make him a better quarterback as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I appreciate you coming on. I like talking with you. Hopefully you'll come back the next time I'm live and we'll have another conversation.
Oh, I always watch you, Jake. Thank you.
Hey, I appreciate you. You take care.
Nice talking. All right, you too.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see here. We got P-Train, Fear to Forks Nation, and then Chacho. And then I'm done. Like, I don't know how much longer I can stay awake, guys. When I get my new chair, however, October 2nd, that thing is shipping. I will be on cloud 9. I ordered a $1,500 chair, Hayworth Fern, and this one's broken. So they're like the back support is messed up. It's really hard and it makes me more tired. But anyway, P-Train, how you doing? P-Train, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh boy. What were your thoughts on the game, my friend?
Lord, where to begin? Oh gosh. I mean, everything has pretty much been said. This is on McVay for sure. 2-2 was not out. There was not conclusive evidence to overturn that. And like we said, McVay, why you're a first and goal, like on the 2 or 3 yard line after 2-2, and you're pass. When you got Kyron Williams, who's been doing really good in that area, makes no sense. It was like some others said, it was the 2022 Rams all over.
Just so painful.
And yeah, and you got number 57 in there playing left tackle, and he was used like a paper towel. On the first drive that he was out there, I think he allowed like 3 sacks on
P-Train, I just ripped my headphones right out. You just said I can't hear you right now. So 1 second. I just ripped my cord for my headphones out when you said like a paper towel. So 1 second here. Oh man. That was funny. Let's see. Oh man. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
You made me laugh and I wasn't expecting that. You're like paper towel and I freaking ripped my my headphone out.
I was going to come up with something more colorful like a lady of the night. but you know, geez. But yeah, I mean, and I don't understand the when he was clearly not up to Tom's, I think it was number 57. He was clearly not up to the task. You getting your quarterback killed. Why wouldn't you move Noteboom over to left tackle if he was so close to edging out Jackson in preseason or whatever? Move him over to left tackle. Keep Ankrum in at right guard, and it had to be better than what 57 was doing. I think at the end of the night, I would like to see. Did 57 give up like 5 or 6 sacks all by himself? It looks like it.
I just, yeah, it's brutal. I mean, like everything you're saying, I think is what I was thinking. Like, if he was that close to going up against Jackson for the left tackle job, how is he not left tackle? And if you know, and then we talk about Tremaine Ankrum. I mean, you were gonna roll with him as the right guard, right? And now,
yep.
You don't even want to roll with him as right guard until Noteboom comes out. So it's like, what were you doing? And then to have Zach Thomas thrown into the fire there without any sort of protection, where you don't even have Higbee chipping, you don't have Kyron coming in, and like there's no double team. Like they basically were just like, yeah, you know, good luck. We trust you. And then, you know, that's fine and all. If you do, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And, P-Tran, my biggest issue is that, to your point, like, it keeps happening and they didn't think to make any sort of adjustment.
Yeah, it was incredible. I'm just sitting there, move Noteboom over, put Ankrum there, and let's settle down because you're getting your quarterback killed. I mean, look how many shots he took on his blind side, Stafford did. And remember that contusion he had on his spinal cord from last year.
I know. He got hit 6 times.
He's taking shot after shot from his blind side because 57 can't do his job. He's getting beat every time. And, Stafford was just getting killed right on that spine. And I'm like, oh, my God. And McVay's not making adjustments. And I wasn't too thrilled with Morris's bend don't break stuff tonight. That death by 1,000 paper cuts, because once again it kept your defense on the field so long that eventually they wore down and broke down in certain spots, and because they were tired. You have to be, and you're playing that long on the field.
The problem is, though, they were trying to limit the explosives, and with the offense as abysmal as they were, they didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
That's why it ends up being a 19-16 game, because if they don't do bend, don't break, that game ain't close.
Yeah, I mean, because the defense was definitely that kept us in the game tonight for sure. And it's just, they were so pass happy. So I'm sitting there thinking, during the game, should we go out and get Taylor from the Colts? Should we try to? But then I'm like, well, if we spend all that draft capital getting them and McVay still is pass happy, then what did you do? You just wasted a bunch of capital and you're not going to use Taylor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's actually exactly. Because I was asked on Twitter, I know it was brought up on here, hey, Jake, do you think, they don't trust Kyron? I don't think it has anything to do with any of the running backs. I think McVay just forgets to run the football. I think he literally forgets to run the football. Like, I don't know why. I don't. But every time I watch him, I'm like, when he just stops running the football, I don't even think like it occurs to him what he's doing. I think he gets so pass happy because he's like, oh, I got Matthew Stafford. I'm good.
Yeah, tunnel vision.
Yeah. With that said, P-Train, if you had to give a game ball to anybody, who would that be?
And I could only give it to AD tonight. I don't see anybody. I mean, there was good stuff here and there, like Witherspoon making that interception. That was an excellent play. But, I mean, as far as consistency all night long, it had to be AD.
Yeah, AD was really good and opened up the door for other guys to get in there and pressure Burrow. Last question for you here. Home stretch, baby. Is this who the Rams are, or are you looking at this as just, this is a bad game?
I hope this is not who we are, but if McVay doesn't learn his lesson, and we'll know in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
Have you learned your lesson? Does somebody get to him tonight and say, listen, you can't, like LaFleur, you cannot do this. You reverted back to your 2022 ways, and look what happened. And I think it's going to be a blip. I think everything just fell apart. It was 2022 all over tonight. And I think it was just a blip, but we'll know in the next couple weeks, if things turned around, and we got to do something about that offensive line and the secondary, the second tier level. We can't have people like Thomas go out there and play like that. And when people get injured, we cannot have that. We got to have people who are credible and can step up when Jackson goes down, or Noteboom going down once again. But thankfully he came back a couple plays later. But that's just how it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Time will tell.
No, exactly. I mean, you can't have that. But P-Train, as always, appreciate you stopping in and saying hi and giving your thoughts. And, hopefully the next time we chat, we're talking about a Rams win against the Colts.
We better.
Yeah, I'm not ready to talk about 1-3 Rams, man.
Oh man, no.
I don't think it's
wanna hear
possible
them.
though. There's no way that Sean McVay won't have them ready to go for that game.
Yeah,
It'd be
he better
different
do
if they
some
won
soul
this
searching.
game. It'd be different if they won this game. He's not coming off a loss and losing again with this team. I just don't. They're too talented. They're too talented. But
Yep.
But yeah, P-Train, really appreciate you, and talk to you soon.
All right, take care, my friend.
You too. Later.
All right, bye. Bye.
All right. Let's see here. Fear to Forks Nation. You are on JE Live. How you doing?
What's going on, Jake?
Oh man. Just how long have we been on? Talking for the last 2 hours and 45 minutes. What's going on with you?
I know. Man, you're a trooper, buddy. Hanging in there. I'm watching the live as we speak, and I can see your eyes are getting pretty heavy, buddy.
Hey, I'm trying, man. It's funny because when I get really tired, I get like louder and I get more energetic. But it's like people can tell, you know? So I'm trying, but appreciate you being on here. What'd you think about the game?
Man, I have a lot to say about the game, but definitely, I mean, it's going to go back to what you've probably been preaching all night and everybody's been talking about, but this giving up this run game, you know, early down or early in the game, or just completely forgetting it exists, is just mind-blowing to me. I praise McVay as being a genius, but he's just sometimes he's just a knucklehead. And, you know, I don't know if he had like a Vietnam flashback of when, you know, when the tackle went out and the guard went out and he just reverted back to his old ways. But I mean, it's just, I mean, you can't have that. I mean, you got a decent running back that Kyron can, you know, he runs hard and he has the ability to gain those, you know, tough yards and stuff like that. And even good as a catcher. I mean, like, you know, get him the ball some way, somehow, keep that defense committed, understanding that this is not, you know, a one style offense. We got to keep them honest to making sure they're counting for the run. And it was just a tough game to watch the whole night. You know, today's my girlfriend's birthday and I'm all trying to keep an eye on the side, and it's just, you know, just a tough game to watch.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So I just could not believe that McVay was doing the things he did, and we're just way too talented, man. Way too talented for us to, you know, be doing stuff like this. This is not the Rams. This is, you know, this is not what we should be doing on a Monday night game. That you know, I expected my Sun Devils to take the loss this past Saturday against USC, but I was well in my hope knowing the Rams were going to pull the W Monday night against the Bengals. But man, it just tough game to watch the whole night. I'm just looking at, you know, the whole game feeling like, come on, McVay, don't do this now. Don't pull this old you. Keep trying to run that ball, and we'll get in that end zone. And he just, again, baffles me. As a genius as he is, just said, you know what? I'm just going to just pass it because, like you say, I got Matthew Stafford. Why not put it on his shoulders when it doesn't have to be that way? He has too many weapons to be making it Matthew Stafford's show. Everybody should be participating in. Whether the O-line is not having a decent game, I mean, quick game it. Come on. Sling it to Puka. Give it to Tutu. Come on. We got to do something to keep the drives alive. And as much as people have you know, a 50-50 on Raheem Moore's been no break defense, I mean, I'll give them credit. And they kept us way more in the game than we expected. And, you know, in the night, this is truly on McVay. He definitely needs to look himself in the mirror and say, I can't be pulling this kind of BS, you know, on a Monday night game when we're way too talented, especially after watching Seattle and the Niners game. I mean, I had very little hope, however, we're going to go into the season. But after those two games, even after the victory against Seattle and the moral victory against the Niners, I'm thinking like, yo, this is a team that could possibly sneak in and like really put us on the map and really make everybody second guess. Like, okay, maybe we were too hard on the Rams, and they're actually legit. And I still feel like they are. It's just when you get games like this, like McVay's doing. I mean, I can see why some media reporters are like, yeah, that's the Rams. They're gonna do that, and I don't want that to be our MO. I want us to be the number one offense and putting up those scores, high end score points like Miami does. We could very well easily be Miami, but better.
No, I agree with you. And I think that's part of the problem that people find, when it comes to losses for their team. It's like, man, I just waited all week for this. And now I'm going to hear how my team isn't good until they play another good team and have a shot to win, right? Because no one's going to give a rip if they beat the Colts. The mainstream's not. You are not going to get that until they go up against Philly. If they beat Philly in week 5, now you're going to start hearing about it again. Personally, for me, I don't have enough time to care what they say, but I know a lot of people do, and that's their prerogative. Looking at this game, if you had to pick one player on the Rams to give a game ball to, who are you giving the game ball to?
I mean, I'm going to give it to Witherspoon. I mean, he literally gave us the last opportunity to turn this game around. So I think with that last-minute interception, he deserves that. He really, snagged that ball out of nowhere and to really give us a chance to try to take the game over. So I think he honestly deserves that game ball for sure.
I like it. Yeah, I'm a big Witherspoon guy. Loved the pickup. I thought that was a very nice job. Total snag by Les Snead. But yeah, that was huge. And I mean, at that point, that really gave the Rams life. Like at that point, I really felt like they had a chance to win the game. Mm-hmm. And the offense did nothing because Sean McVay could not for the life of him just run the ball. It was just ridiculous. But last question for you here. And I think we already kind of talked about it, but last question anyway. Are the Rams, is this the Rams in 2023 or, was this just a bad game?
I guess the really answer to that is, what McVay shows up on Sunday or Monday or Thursday. Depends what McVay is there calling. I mean, if we're gonna get for the rest of the season, then absolutely. But I think it just comes down to, again, what McVay's feeling that day. And hopefully he's feeling a little bit of 50-50 running and a little bit of passing. So, still early. I know it's only the third game of the season, so hopefully he'll get his rear in gear. And so, we'll see. So I have faith that, he'll turn around after tonight maybe. And we're kind of just I'm going to take it every game, one game at a time, unfortunately. Give a generic player answer. We're just going to take it one game at a time and see, how the rest of the season plays. But, I have full faith that, we are definitely a playoff team, not a wild card team. We're definitely a playoff team, and we'll see how the rest of the season goes.
I'm with you. Hey, it was nice talking with you, and feel free to stop by in the next one.
Yeah, appreciate you taking the time. Trooper, man, I know you're tired as hell, and love your show, man. Keep on doing what you're doing. And again, thank you. You enjoy the rest of your one.
Hey, you too. Appreciate the support, man. You take care.
Yep. All right.
So, guys, appreciate the speaking of the support and appreciating it. I just realized I don't think I ever read the 2 super chats I got. So, right here, Rams Let's Go account. If you're still here, I'm going to read it. If you're not, I apologize. Neither team was great today, but Cincy fans on Twitter don't realize how close they are to having the season the Rams had last year. Burrow is already hobbling in week 3. Neither team should feel good. Thank you for the $10. I kind of agree with you, although I do think that the Bengals are going to get things going, and this is going to be a good football team. At the end of the day, this loss will actually look decent on the Rams' resume. But anyway, Michael, thank you so much for the $5. I want to learn why this keeps happening with McVay from a from a pure football mechanics, there's a reason why McVay has these games. I don't know, game ball AD. I'm with you, Michael. Like, why does this happen? I need to know why he reverts back to this all the time. Why are we talking about this 7 years after he was, hired? I mean, it's insane. The fact that we're still talking about this, right? So I'm with you, totally with you there. I mean, 7th season, you just don't like. When is he gonna stop just abandoning running the football? I don't know. With that said, I got 3 more people. Now I got 3 more people to bring on. Good Lord. All right. Chacho. How you doing, Chacho? What's up?
What's up?
All right. First question. What did you think about the game?
I was just so disappointed in him not running the ball. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't understand it.
It was painful. This is what we go through. He will randomly have games after 2 weeks of really creative play calling, and then of course he abandons the run in the second half last week, but they were losing. So okay, I get it a little bit. This game though, there was no excuse. Chacho, do you have a game ball, like a player on the Rams that you would give the game ball to?
I would give it to AD. I mean, he did really what he could for the team. And I'm going to say this phrase. Remember, don't ever underestimate a true, how you say it? Don't underestimate true heart of a team. Well, it's from basketball. It's from when Houston won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot the phrase. And I was repeating it, and I can't even say it anymore. Never mind.
No, you're fine. No, I agree.
Because that's what he said. You don't underestimate anybody. And you play. Look at my Cowboys. We lost 2 or 3 linemen, and then we lost our good defensive guy. But you didn't see my team give up. They still tried. They did horrible, but at least they didn't lose 70-20 like Denver. They gave up. My team didn't give up.
You really
we played horrible, but we didn't give up.
Yeah, no, that was funny that you mentioned the 70-20. I loved that, by the way. Sean Payton karma.
Right.
I absolutely love that. Final question for you, my guy, because I'm trying to go to bed here and get through all of you guys.
I know.
Do you think this is the Rams that played tonight? Do you think that's who they are, or do you think that they are better than this?
They're better than this. He just needs to start running the ball more. Give Stafford time, and then I don't know, like you were saying, why didn't Higbee chip someone? Hey, get him off the lineman, push him away. He was blindsided. I was fearful that he was gonna get hurt again. I'm like, he's gonna get hurt, guys. If you're not gonna protect him.
No,
you don't want that.
I'm with you. I have no idea why you're okay. So Zach Thomas is going to be the left tackle protecting a guy who had a spinal cord contusion last year. And you're telling me you're not going to put any help. You're not going to double team. You're not going to put anybody out there. Oh God, it's really frustrating.
It drove me nuts. I'm like, I know like I told you, my godfather is he loves the Rams. I don't know what he thought of it. He probably didn't care if they lost or not because he's not like that. But I don't know. He might have had some thoughts. What the hell is this coach doing?
Yeah, and he's too good for it, so I'm not really sure. But hey, man, I appreciate you. I know you waited a while. I know a lot of people waited a while. I've been trying to get through everybody. It's been a lot of people.
Right.
A lot of talking. I'm starting to run out of gas in the tank. So appreciate you, and I'll see you again.
Okay, have a good night.
You
Bye.
too. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's see here. Preston, how you doing?
Doing good, Jake. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you. Thanks for waiting. Sorry, it's just a lot of people.
No, I understand it completely.
So, what were your thoughts on this game?
I mean, I think as bad as it turned out for us, I think there was a lot of positives to look at. I loved our defense today. In a lot of moments, I think there were moments where obviously could have been better. But I mean, Byron Young week by week is just continuing to show me how impressive of a player he is. On top of him and Donald together, I mean, that duo is just killing it right now, in my opinion. Donald, obviously, I think was probably the top player in that defense today. I mean, really the defense all around. Obviously, offense struggled there a little bit. I mean, I know there's a lot of talk about that Stafford sack. Why didn't Higbee chip? I mean, I think that was just kind of a one-time thing. You look at the clip from last week. I'm assuming you've seen it of Higbee against the Niners last week with that huge chip he had.
Yeah.
I mean, I see them using Higbee, I feel like, more for blocking than running routes at this point. Could just be me, but I mean, I feel like this guy's playing a 6 lineman here constantly. I mean, he had a solid game. You look at the stat line, he went 5 for 5, 71 yards, which I don't think is anything to hate on necessarily. Touchdown got called back. In terms of receiving core, I mean, Puka probably should have got more targets, but I understand how he didn't. It was a tough game.
He definitely should have got more targets. He had like 1 in the second half. I don't understand like what they were doing with him. So let's move on to the second question here.
Yeah.
Game ball. Are you giving your game ball to Aaron Donald?
Yeah, I mean, I can't. There's no running backs to give it to. It's not going to go to Stafford. And out of those receivers, it's Puka and Higbee who probably did the best tonight. I mean, Atwell obviously had the touchdown too. 4 receptions for 50 yards isn't bad at all. I just think Puka and Higbee were more consistent, but yeah, definitely AD.
I like it. And then last question here. Is this who the Rams are, or do you think that they're better than this and this was just a bad game?
I mean, we saw how the Rams played against the Niners. Despite the loss, they still had to put up amazing numbers, had an amazing game, right? That kind of showed, who they were after their week 1 win. I think we can improve. I just don't know, how much better it's going to get. Maybe that Niners performance was the best performance we'll have all season. It could be better than that. I really hope it is. Time will tell. We'll see in Indy next week.
We definitely will. Do you have Rams or Colts before I let you
go? Richardson was out this week, correct? It was Minshew playing?
Yeah. So
I'm assuming he's going to be back, though, right?
I mean, now it makes you wonder, like, do they stick with Minshew here?
Exactly.
I mean, I think they go back to Richardson, but
I feel like they're going to be pressured too.
Yeah, I mean, Minshew manages the game well. Richardson has been pretty solid. He just can't stay healthy. So yeah. I guess they'll probably just play Richardson if he gets hurt again. Well, then they feel good about, then they feel good about Minshew.
No, I agree on that 100%. I mean, he had a great game this week. I'd probably take Rams over them, assuming everybody's healthy. Stafford had a shaky night tonight, getting sacked a bunch of times, but I'm going to take Rams over Colts.
Yeah, I mean, that defense scares me because I think the Colts defense really could. I mean, if the offensive line doesn't figure itself out and it's really banged up, and I mean, Zach Thomas can't start. If he starts,
yeah,
it's not,
I mean,
but those guys are no joke. I mean, you got guys like Zaire Franklin, Shaq Leonard, DeForest Buckner.
Defense.
Yeah. Quiddy Pay.
I mean, it's all sitting on the O-line right now, similar to, I mean, we fell apart last season, and it really started with the O-line, after losing that vet like Whitworth, and then, things kind of started shifting around. I mean, as long as we don't fall into the rabbit hole of a consistently injured offensive line where it's changing every single week, which players at which position, subbing guys in and out, I think that will be fine.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Preston, appreciate you. I'll talk to you sometime soon, I'd imagine. Hopefully, we're talking about a win next week or this week. I don't know.
Hope so too. Appreciate it. You have a good one.
Absolutely. You too. Take care.
Take care.
Kepi Dino Rage, you are the last guest. Thank you for waiting. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, bro. Sorry to keep you up.
No. You're no worries. Do not worry about keeping me up. So what were your thoughts on the game?
Well, first off, just wanted to say thank you to you. I've been a fan for a pretty long time. I think this is my first time like talking to you.
Appreciate
But
that, man.
yeah, your coverage of the Rams week to week, the grind, your coverage of the draft especially. I feel like you're one of the few people who like there might be some bias there, but you're like pretty willing to say if like a pick from us kind of sucks or it's kind of good. So yeah. But then for the game itself, I feel like it kind of highlighted two of the Rams draft philosophies that kind of screw us sometimes. I think the main one is we don't tend to draft power running backs. And I think that might have something to do with Sean McVay's confidence in like actually having faith in running the ball between the tackles on a like week to week basis. Because the backs we draft usually like smaller, tweener, kind of like faster backs. They're usually smaller. We don't draft like. I mean, I know he's kind of in a class of his own, but like a Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, a Dameon Pierce build. Just like the bigger, thicker back. So that kind of showed itself, I think, tonight because I think the Bengals' run D was bad going into this game, and I think Kyron had like 10 carries. Like, yeah, that's not going to work. And then for the second point, I love Ernest Jones, love his game, love his IQ, his pursuit, but I'm still waiting for us to draft a running back. Sorry, not a running back, a linebacker who can be consistent in zone coverage in the middle of the field. I definitely think that he wasn't the problem tonight, like at all, but I think just it kind of shows itself on a week-to-week basis. We kind of get killed in the middle of the field compared to teams that have like faster running backs. Linebackers. Like once again, I know he's kind of in a class of his own, but like a Fred Warner and Drake Greenlaw for the Niners, those guys are fast as hell, and they kind of like take away the middle. I feel like that's like the only flaw in Jones' game is just he's not really that quick side to side to like get in those lanes. I think we saw it with our safeties too. Like Russ East almost had that pick on Jamar, but just didn't quite get his feet set, But yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, yeah, he did almost have that pick on, but
I know.
I think going back to the run real quick, I don't think it's Kyron. I think Sean just forgets to run the ball. Like I think he genuinely just forgets that he can run the ball. Because I mean, he came out earlier this week and said like he sees him as a 3-down back, and Kyron's playing every single snap. I don't know. To me, the way I see it is that he just mismanages the run game. And we thought he was doing a good job the first two, because the first two games, creativity, mixing the pitches, if you will. I understand, right. Towards the end of the 49er game, he kind of gets away from the run a little bit based on the game flow. But for the most part, Kyron's getting 15 carries, 16 carries. This game should have been over 20 because this is a team that's now given up, before this game was giving up almost 200 yards a game on the ground through the first two games. So I just think it was a total mismanagement by Sean. But what I'll ask you, if you had to give a game ball to anybody with the Rams, who are you giving that game ball to?
Yeah, I feel like part of me wants to go to like what the right answer is, which it's Donald. He was the best player. But one dude that like consistently flashed, Kobe Turner, man. That guy, like, I know he's not Aaron Donald, but like just the way he plays, like just like kind of smaller, more compact guy, but just fast as hell. He was right behind Donald on like half those pressures. I really think he's a guy who him and Byron Young are showing like are like and Avila too, that like our top 3 picks like were perfect. Like they're all playing great. like Byron Young, week to week, he's insane. And then Avila, I know he probably had some pressure tonight, but it was off the stunts from Hendrickson. It wasn't him like losing his rep. So yeah, I'd probably go Kobe Turner for like a low key one, but yeah.
I like that. Last question here, home stretch.
Home stretch, I know. I'm sorry again, bro.
No, don't be sorry. You're fine. With the Rams, is this who the 2023 Los Angeles Rams are, or was this game just a bad game for them?
Yeah, this was one of like the 2 or 3 bad McVay games you get each year where like it's kind of like, what the hell is he doing? And then the next week it's like, oh no, he's perfect play calling, it's all great. Last week when our line was healthy, we were able to block the 49ers. Pretty sure that's the best D line in the league. And today we were in the red zone like 3 of our 4 first drives. We were moving the ball fine, but then once Alaric Jackson and Open went down, it was just game over. So I think if our line is healthy, this is definitely a game that we won't see at least too often again. I think we're more so like the team we were week 1 and 2, for sure.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I think this was just a bad game. I still think this team's a playoff team. I think the Bengals deserve a lot of credit. And
For sure.
I can't stress it enough. I mean, I had them win the Super Bowl. So, I think it's important. Like, don't get too, obviously it's disappointing because of the way the game went, but losing to the Bengals on the road on Monday Night Football by 3 points is not a bad loss. It's just the way it happened is bad. The fact that the players didn't lose this game. Sean McVay lost this game. And that's a frustrating thing. Do you have the Rams beating the Colts next week?
Yeah. The health of our O-line compared to the way their D-line played yesterday is kind of scary, but like I think we'll be okay. I'm pretty sure Noteboom will play. And even if Alaric Jackson is out, like I doubt he gets the rep at swing tackle again. We'll see. Maybe I don't want to hate too much on the guy because I think it was his first start or like reps in like an actual game. But yeah, I'd say we probably beat the Colts, but it's probably not super smooth. It's probably like 6-point game. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be a close game. Appreciate you coming on, Kepi, and well, hopefully I'll talk to you on the next one.
Yeah, sure, bro. Yeah. But thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for your support.
Peace.
All right, guys. So that is everyone. We took every single call, every single one. I did it. I told you I'd do it. Who do you think you are? I am. That was the vibes that I was getting just now. Good Lord. I am so tired, exhausted, all the words. I have over 200 people in here. Are you serious? 8 a.m. shift about to be miserable tomorrow. And this is why I love working, my own, essentially. I am my own boss. That's the perks of this. That's how it allows this to be a thing. Guys, before you head on out of here or while you're heading on out, the link is in the chat on YouTube. Do me a favor. If you like me, you like what I'm doing, please be sure to hit the kick.com/JKBogan link. Sign up for Kick. It's free. It takes 30 seconds. Hit the follow. And once we get to 700, if I'm live during the 700, or if it happens while I'm offline, the next live stream, we will give away a free Rams hat to somebody. Okay? So appreciate you guys. If you want to support me further, I'm really trying to grow on Kick. I'll be full transparent and honest with you. I'm trying to get into their creator program that pays hourly to stream on Kick. And so in order for me to do that, I need to hit on every single one of the prerequisite things. So I'm 3 subs away from the sub goal. and I need to have an average of 75 viewers in the last 30 days, and I'm nowhere near that. So I think this is going to take time to build, but I'm going to need your help. I'm going to keep on needing, more followers. I got to get more people over from YouTube. It doesn't translate as well as Twitch. So that's really what I'm going through right now, is that I'm competing with a bunch of users that came over, like their audience was on Twitch, so it transfers right over to Kick. If you guys could do me a favor, again, really does help me out. If you like what I'm doing, you don't even have to look at it again, although I love Kick. I think Kick is great. But hit that link here. I just put it right in the chat. Kick.com/JKBogan. Would do me wonders if you could hit that follow button for me. Sign up for Kick today. But that is going to do it. Before I pass out live on air and this becomes a chair stream, if you know, you know, I'm Jake Ellenbogen. This has been the second Rams post game that I've done tonight, JE Live. And I'll see you guys soon. You guys take care. We're going into week 4. 1 and 2 is not the worst thing ever. We're on to Indy, man. You guys take care. Later, folks.